We're live.
Hello and welcome everybody to Xbox International. I am your host, the crazy one, the
Elton John.
sex. What? No, I do not look like Elton John. What do you mean I look
You
like
look like
Elton John?
you look like the Spanish Dominican Elton John, man.
No, I do not look like Elton John. No way.
Hey, Chad,
So,
does he look like Elton John or does he look like a bootleg Bruno Mars? Put it in the chat, everyone.
a bootleg Bruno Mars. What do y'all always gotta be mean to me? I look like a bootleg Bruno Mars. I mean, look, my glasses look awesome. My hair looks pimping. I mean, look at me. I'm a sexy dude, man. Look at me. All nice and sexy. All nice and sexy. So, guys, for the show today, we have an awesome guest. Our brother from Colombia. Which part of Colombia, though?
Barranquilla, but living in Medellin.
Oh,
Oh,
from
Barranquilla.
Medellin, Colombia, our brother Ascab Gamer is here with us tonight on the XBI what episode? Number 9 episode. So yeah, how are you doing, my dear brother Ascab? And what have you been playing? And let's get to know you a little bit. So tell us a little bit about you, brother.
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. I mean, lately I've been playing Elden Ring,
Oh,
painfully enjoying the game, but also I've been toying with the handheld PC that I recently got and testing a lot of games as much as I can. But basically, I mean, like I'm being hyper focused on Elden Ring.
oh, nice, my brother, nice. It's good to know that you've been playing Elden Ring. We've all been playing Elden Ring. We've all been getting our butt kicked, right, Mr. Joanna Dark? How have you been doing today, my dear brother?
I've been good. I think it's Victor Click said. Let's see. Oh yeah, Victor Click said you look like $5 or below Bruno Mars. That's what he said in the chat. But y- y- anyway, thank you, Elton John. But yeah, I've been good. I've been like everyone else playing some Elden Ring. I think that's all I've been playing. And just like Oscar was saying, I've also have the One X player, and it's a phenomenal device. And I've been also doing a lot of stuff, just going through there and installing things. Also, I just want to say thank you for joining us. We're excited to have you on here, kind of talk with you. We've been talking through the DMs. You were the one of reason I purchased this One X player, and I'm definitely happy so far with that purchase. But thank you for coming on XBI, and we're excited to have you today and kind of talk everything that's happening in gaming and kind of get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Oh man, really, it's awesome to have you, my brother Ascap from Medellin, Colombia. So now, my brother Sour Blow, how you doing, my dear brother? And what you been playing too? Come on, talk to
Um,
us.
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Thanks,
Our
Ask
citizen.
Up, for coming to the show. I already know a little bit about you because you were in the gaming lobby, and yeah, I've been playing some Elden Ring, which yeah, I've been enjoying a lot, honestly, and a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh, a little
You
bit
know,
of Halo, but mostly
Sour
Elden
Blow,
Ring.
you should thank us because you ran away like a coward, but we brought you back,
Yes.
and now we're happy.
What do you
Yes.
mean you brought me back? At the moment, I didn't have enough time, so I had to take a break. But now that I have a little bit more time, I'm going
No,
back
no, no,
to
no, no. Let's
playing.
let's make sure
Uh,
you don't screw the facts. You walked away to play Contrast, and then you were playing
No,
Contrast. We're like,
I
what
am
happened
still
to
playing.
Elden Ring?
Oh yeah, I am still playing Contrast, by the way. Shout out to Contrast from Compulsion Game. I'm actually enjoying the game. I beat Act 1, Act 2. I'm going to Act 3, but Elden Ring has been holding me back. That's why I haven't finished that game yet, but it's
You
it's
mean
a cool
Contrast
game.
is holding you back because you should be on Elden Ring.
Well, I'm playing both of them. So yes.
He's afraid, man. He's afraid.
Mm, I
You know
know
what?
he's
I
afraid.
think his son is playing, and we're gonna have to find this out. We're gonna have to ask him when
Yeah.
his son comes on screen.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ask his
No,
son. Yeah, because
all
his
my
son
son
usually.
wants to play is Halo.
We know that. That's why we
Yes.
know.
We know that.
We know he has the best kill streak, and if you're driving good, we know it's him.
Yeah, because we definitely have the proof in State of Decay that you almost killed Silent Cipher.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes. And he
How
run
about
me
you?
over too. He run me over too. He run me
Oh,
over.
but what about the time yeah try to run me over? That doesn't
No,
count.
y'all know I did
Joanna,
not run
Joanna's
you
so
over.
bad. He tried to hit me and he he just went past. past me and he fell off the cliff.
And
That was,
man,
that
I
was
was trying to
funny.
get away
That
from
was,
you.
that was funny.
no, man. Seriously, that game, and I got stuck on a poop bucket. Seriously, I don't know how I got stuck on a poop bucket.
He
That
always
was
gotta
just-
mention it.
I always gotta mention, yeah, always, because I just can't believe I got stuck on that thing. I mean, the car literally was stuck right in the middle of a poop bucket. It just didn't move forward or backwards. I had to turn the wheels, spin it around, and you guys had to come and save me.
Only,
Ryan,
only
give
crazy
us a
would know
thumb
what a
up.
poop bucket is.
If you're back, you're fully
He
back.
is really the silent one today, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
being the silent one. Hey, there he is. He got his microphone. Oh, he's
yes.
back.
Okay.
How are
Sorry.
you, my dear brother, today, Silent Cipher? How are you doing? What have you been playing?
I'm doing a lot better now. Sorry for the delay, guys. I was having some quick technical difficulties with Discord, but everything is good now. We are good. And I will say, yes, seeing Crazy, a grown man, get stuck in a poop bucket in State of Decay was quite an experience.
Yes.
Sour knocked me like a football field's length across the screen, but he didn't do that supposedly. So we'll let it slide. No, as far as things I've been playing, man, I've been playing a bunch of Elden Ring, more Fortnite with my son. I'm really digging Elden Ring. It's like I wasn't sure how this one was going to grab me, but I'm digging it. It's been a lot of fun so far. But
Oh,
yeah, that's all I've been up to. Honestly, it's been a busy work week, so I've gotten a little bit of time here and there, but that's been about it.
Awesome. So I guess now is the time for us to do the strip shirts. This is strip shirts? Strip
What are
shirts?
you talking about?
What are you talking about?
What?
What is the guy talking?
Don't we do
You didn't
is
know
it
what
strip shirts?
you didn't know what you were signing up for, did
Nobody. You know what? He's give him a timeout. Give him the first time out of the show. Give him a timeout. Give him a timeout. Yeah, I
It's
think
time to do the pat down though. Is the
do.
strip
No,
shirts
no.
pat down? Yeah.
Nope.
We gotta do the pat
Go.
down. What?
Sour
It
blow.
is,
Go.
Hey.
Give.
Ascab Gaming, it's so good to have you today. Sorry for having to tolerate our shenanigans up here with our fearless leader.
No
Yeah.
worries, man. It's a pleasure to be here with you guys and actually sharing our excitements about something that we love all together. I mean, like it's gaming. So thank you for having me.
So while we have Crazy on timeout, let's start with something simple, Ascab. Let's start with a little game, right, that I like to play, right? And this game is is simple. I want you to choose 3 games that you need to put in a time capsule. And once you put these 3 games in the time capsule, years from now, when we're all dead, people will open this time capsule, and these are the 3 games that you are going to introduce to the new generation. What are your top 3 games that you would, or whatever 3 games you ever want that you would put in this time capsule?
Okay. Chrono Trigger, number 1.
Nice.
Always number 1. Always Chrono Trigger.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night, number 2.
Ooh.
That, yes, a la
Yeah,
carte.
that's the best. That's the best Castlevania of them all.
Yeah, and I would say Halo Combat Evolved, the first one.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Chrono Trigger, yes. You give Symphony of the Night, again, a masterpiece, and of course, the Master Chief himself. We need to teach the future how to fight, so
Exactly.
definitely need that game. Or if you get attacked by vampires, you have to know how to fight these things.
Yes.
Gates
It-
Regular
it's
Castle.
funny because actually Halo was the first one was one of the first multiplayer experiences that I had. So I used to play with my friends. So we worked together. So we used the network, the local network, to play Halo all together in the same room. So it was crazy. So it's just the memories that this game brings me. It's just amazing.
Yep. And if we want to learn time travel, Chrono Trigger would be perfect, for time traveling, so we can know the rules of time traveling. So that definitely is there. Unfortunately, when we played with Sour Blow, he gave us an empty capsule because everything he said, I was like, it doesn't exist. These poor kids don't know what it is. But
What?
What are you?
What he put?
I'm
he
not
put in
even gonna
Star
say.
Citizen?
I'm not even
He
gonna
put in
say.
Star
Yeah.
Citizen.
No, I did
Yeah,
not
that's what
mention
he-
Star Citizen. Come on. He actually mentioned one of my games. So
What was one
What-
of your
what game?
games?
Chrono Trigger. Definitely.
Yep.
Oh, we didn't know you like Chrono Trigger.
Mine,
Yeah.
mine is easy. I got three. Mine are easy. Mine three are easy.
Wait.
One is Doom. Next one is Chrono Trigger, and the last one is Leisure Suit Larry. Yes.
Yeah, and that one just gets lost.
Yeah.
Just gets lost.
Again with
Nobody
this.
plays it. When they release, when they take it out of the time capsule, they're like, "What is this?" And they just burn it because they need it. So yes, that gets dumb. They're like, "Oh look, this is what the dumb people back in these days used to do." Leisure Suit
What?
Larry. Yeah.
That's not a dumb game. It's a smart game. You get to answer cool questions.
Nope. Lou, you want to go for your second time out? Okay. So, real quick. So today's topics, before we get into our guest today, is going to be we are going to address the breaking news that just came about a couple of hours ago with the 8 women of the alleged sexual harassment and discrimination at PlayStation. But on a positive news, we're going to definitely cover the Sony State of Play to get the thoughts on the panel. Then we're going to play a little bit, of speculation, right? Rumors that we saw this week from Mr. Badbit on Twitter. The God of War TV series, do we want to see Crazy Lou in this show?
Yes.
As Kratos retired.
Kratos.
Yeah.
What?
And then, of course, Gotham Knights got a release, so we're definitely going to talk about that. Perfect Dark and Avowed, and of course, depending on the time that we have, we'll cover some other topics that are in the gaming news. But now let's kind of start with our guest. So, Ascab, let's start with kind of, again, go back, right? And let's start with your gaming origin story. Like, what was the very first game or console that kind of got you into gaming?
So the first console I had was an Atari. It was the first video game. I mean, like I don't remember the name of the Atari, but it was the original controller that you have the one button and
600?
exactly that one. So that was my. I mean, I was really, really, really like I was a child and I didn't consciously playing a video game. So, but the first video game that I really, or the first console that I own, and it really hooked me into the video gaming, was the Super Nintendo, Super Mario
Nice.
World. Boom, that's it. That was the first video game that really hooked me into this as a passion. So it's I currently play primarily on my Xbox. I have an Xbox Series X. I also play on PC, so I have a pretty good PC, and now I also have a Nintendo Switch Lite. That for me, the Nintendo Switch is the perfect console. I always said this. It's just because it's portable. You can take amazing games everywhere you can and you want. But now I'm experimenting with handheld PCs, and I got the One X player. Like I was really anxious to get a Steam Deck, but that's not available on the market. So I was like, okay, let's have a proof of concept. So I got the One X player, and man, this is blowing my mind right now. Like the experience of playing my PC games on the go is just amazing. It's just amazing, and the experience of remote playing or cloud or streaming my gaming is also great. So it just makes me excited about the future of these devices, and I believe this is going to become the core of our gaming consoles in the future. I believe all the future of console gaming is going to be like handheld centric. That is something that I envision. Like it could happen in the future.
Yeah, no, these devices are very, impressive, and it's a new market that hopefully we're seeing now with the Steam Deck and all these other handhelds, the A Neo, and it's very impressive, especially like you said. I think one of the things you hit, for yourself, for myself, we're both parents, and it allows us to play wherever we want conveniently, and I think that's the allure of the Switch. So Atari, after the Atari 2600, you went into the Super NES, correct?
Yes.
What about afterwards? Like I guess, How was at the time? Like, was it imported? Because again, some people come and purchase it in the States, or how much was it at the time? This Super Nintendo
So
that you inherited?
I can't remember how much it was. I mean, I was a child, but I mean, like it was crazy. It was expensive back in the time. Like it's not something that it was so accessible like today.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so, but then I mean, so I have my Atari, then I had my Super Nintendo, then I jumped to the PlayStation One, and
Okay,
I
nice.
I need to admit that I had one that you could play pirate games.
Oh, don't
Oh
worry.
yeah,
I
don't
was the
worry.
same. I
Yeah.
was they call me the One Piece in Brooklyn because I pirated everything.
Yeah, so but later, I mean, like after the PlayStation One, I was just in college. I was focused on other thing. So I was playing basically on PC. And then I have to admit that the next console I had and I owned, it was my first console. That the first console I purchased by myself with my own money was the Xbox 360.
Nice.
Nice.
And and in the first game I got the my Xbox 360, and it came with Gears of War 1.
Oh, nice, nice, nice.
Oh my God.
Nice, nice,
Yeah, so
nice.
funny story. Not to So I never got to play the original Gears of War till
Yeah.
like a year later because I was deployed. All I thought about was Gears of War. I came back, and of course, to my luck, the night that I'm gonna sit down and enjoy Gears, I have the one bug that existed out of all the people in the world that I could not play it on my 360 console. I went to Blockbuster. I went to every video store. I signed up just to switch out the discs, and my Xbox could not play Gears of War. It was maddening. So what did I do? I went ahead and went to GameStop and I sold my 360 to get. At the time the Elite came out, and I got the Elite. I did everything to make sure it's a Gears of War, and I was like, thank God. It was crazy. I was like, it was, mind you, this was like 11 o'clock at night. My plane arrived like around 8, and I get home, I shower, and I'm like, wow, my first day back to civilization, and I couldn't play Gears. Oh, man, but yeah, Gears of War. So continue. Yeah, with Gears of War, I guess Gears of War just blew you away as well.
Yes, of course. And the second game I played was Batman Arkham Asylum. That was the second one, the second title I own. I mean, like it's from the Batman series. For me, it's still today Batman Arkham Asylum is the best one.
Oh yeah.
And it changed entirely my experience about superhero games. Like,
Mhm.
okay, I was jumping from a PlayStation One to emulating Spider-Man games in my PC. But then it came. I mean, like Batman Arkham Asylum, the combat system was so enlightening, and it was so smooth and enjoyable that I just fell in love with the Batman series immediately. And come on, it's Batman, and it
Yep.
Yeah.
was the first game where you play as a detective. So the detective mode and scanning things and looking for the enigma riddles, and it was just amazing. Uh, then from my 360, I evolved to the Xbox One. Oh, before that, I also had a PlayStation 3, and
Nice.
I must say that
What were your favorite games on the PlayStation 3?
Metal Gear
Yes.
4, and actually with Metal Gear, I got the PlayStation 3 just because of Metal Gear, and I remember that what blew me away at the time was the smooth transition between cinematics and gameplay.
Yeah.
So they used the same engine for gameplay to build the cinematics, and it was
Did
amazing
you
at the time.
did you
It
get
was
the
kind
Metal
of
Gear?
it was kind of like, I'm sorry, continue, crazy.
Did you get the Metal Gear PlayStation?
No,
You did
I
not buy
got
the
it.
because I remember
I did. I did.
that was the best PlayStation, and that was the best one. They played PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games, I think it was. That was the best PlayStation.
But
Yeah,
those were
so
those were the early consoles. I think the one with
Yeah.
Metal Gear was part of the new
That
revision.
was,
No,
yeah.
no,
and
no. That was the old one. But Metal Gear.
if I remember correctly, I think that was the 80 gig, and the 80 gig couldn't actually do all the back compat. There were
Correct.
certain things it could do, but it wasn't the whole back compat. It was the 60 gig could do everything, and the 20
Mhm.
gig could do it as well. But the 20 gig only had the 20 gig hard drive, so everyone tried to go to the 60 instead. The 20 gig also didn't have that little. It had that little flip top on the 60 where you had all the little media card readers. It was like the 8-in-1,
Yeah.
but you
Mm.
It's
didn't
kind of
have
like
that
the
on
Wii
the
U.
20. Yeah,
No,
exactly.
the Metal Gear Solid console was the 40 gigabyte one.
40.
Just look up.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
And that was the one that was software emulation for the back compat. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that console. Oh.
Yeah. From that I switched to Xbox One, obviously.
Yeah.
But then in 2015, 2016, we had all the backlash from Scalebound. And the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, it was all about the exclusive games. So it was the exclusive war. It wasn't at the peak. And then when the Scalebound cancellation came up, I just got the PlayStation 4 and I closed my Xbox chapter for a couple of years and I was full on PlayStation.
Yeah, okay.
But
What were some of the games that you that attracted you besides the main ones like God of War? Were God of War one of them?
for me, yes, God of War. I mean, like it's God of War. I mean, like I used to play the God of War series on PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
But I believe the for me for the PlayStation 4, The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Was all about The Last of Us. Not even Uncharted. I mean, it was amazing to play Uncharted, the collection, and again the remasters. But I mean, for me, PlayStation 4 it's all about The Last of Us and that spirit. The remaster of The Last of Us, the first entry, was amazing. I even used to play the multiplayer and mode from The Last of Us that is stealthy and with my friends. So it was really amazing. And for me, the best game that the PlayStation 4 had back at the time was obviously The Last of Us 2. It's just I know this cinematic, and I know that there is a lot of controversy regarding this game, but I mean it was the first time a video game made me feel like I felt, and all the emotion roller
Yep.
coaster, like hating, going to top of revenge, and a rabid about killing people. I mean, like honestly, I used to repeat some sessions just to kill people. Like,
Yeah, you're the sort of the second person that I've spoken to that said that, because I keep saying that every time I talk about the game. A lot of people focus on the shortcomings of what they didn't like about the story, similar to what happened with Mass Effect, right? 3. But I think what makes The Last of Us Part 2 a masterpiece is the fact that I've never played a game, like you were saying, where I had to step away because even though I knew it was a video game, the weight that I felt when I took a person's life, the themes, and the point of being so enraged and then having to then empathize with the person that I'm supposed to go out and kill. And I'm sorry for spoilers for people that may not have not finished The Last of Us 2. But I think that's where people don't really discuss about why it's a masterpiece. There are certain games that you say, well, why is this a masterpiece, right? We were talking with this right now with Elden Ring, right? We
Yep.
say Elden Ring does something different in the sense of the way discovery and the way it gives you things. That's what makes that game what it's getting its accolades.
Yep.
Same thing with The Last of Us Part 2. And, Crazy Lou and I have talked about this, and I said, one of the games that I played was from Quantic Dream, was called Beyond Two Souls. And they
Yep.
made a director's cut where they said, hey, this is the
Mhm, mhm.
chronological order that we want that the game was supposed to be played at. I would love for Neil Druckmann, I know it never happened, but I would love to see if they do make a director's cut of this, as they have it rumored. What if you gave us the story the opposite, where you play as oh my God, what's the girl's name? Crazy Lou, your favorite character. I'm just blanking out right now.
That was it. Abby. It's Abby. Yeah, Abby.
Abby, yes. You start as Abby, so you can really be like, oh, Abby, okay, and then it
Yes.
switches over to the scene where everything else happened. To kind of see the different reaction that people, I just would love to see that from a video game. But yes, The Last of Us 2 is a masterpiece.
It's something funny because when I came to that part when you have to play with Abby, I was like hesitating to continue playing this. And I was telling to a friend of mine back in the time that we were playing together the same. Me were like progressing the story. I was like, man, I don't want to play this anymore. Why is PlayStation making me play this? But then like I need to continue and carry on. And then I connected emotionally with Abby as well. So I could see the world through her eyes as well. So it's just the emotions and that's what I love about video games is how
Yeah.
they made you feel.
Yep.
So I know that a lot of people evaluate the games from a technical perspective, and sometimes when I read reviews and everything, I see that we tend to forget the emotional aspect of video games. And at the end of the day, video games are for enjoyment.
Yep.
That's the true purpose of this. I mean, like, and that is an emotional feel. I mean, that is an emotional point of view on how you feel this game. So that's why, for example, I can say like one of Pokemon Legends Arceus. It's a GOTY
Oh,
contender.
amazing! It's a great game.
I mean, like how it made me feel and how the level of engagement I had with this game. It's just like for me, it's a game of the year. So so that's something that I really appreciate from these narrative experiences that PlayStation and Sony excels at, and like no doubt. And it's funny that you also mentioned Quantum Dreams. Yesterday, I purchased again Detroit Become Human for PC just to play the
Nice.
game on the One X player.
So funny thing, right? I was now that you're talking about. So one of the games that I haven't played yet, and I purchased was what's I'm sorry, I'm blanking out. The Life is Strange, True Colors. And for some reason, I don't know how I missed this. So I'm going on the One X Player and I'm looking through Game Pass, and I'm like, okay, the new update shows your library of things that you own as well as things that you have in your My List. And I see that Life is Strange comes up, and I'm like, wait, it's not on PC Game Pass. I didn't know that Life is Strange was actually a Play Anywhere title. So I'm like, what? So now I'm
Oh,
excited. I didn't know this, and I checked on the details, and I was like, what? Because mind you, I was gonna buy it on PC originally, and I did not notice it. And when I looked at the thing, and then I hit install, it installed, and I'm just excited now because I want to play. Some of the things of those games. After I go on the big screen, I definitely want to sit down and have my headphones on and enjoy it still. Especially those type of games where you can take them with you. So I was excited to know that Life is Strange was again a Play Anywhere title.
yeah, and listen, and talking about my evolution on gaming, one of the main reasons I don't have a PlayStation 5. I don't own a PlayStation 5. But something that made me look into the future and see and support Microsoft and Xbox is because I was seeing the evolution of gaming. So I said like people were telling me about Game Pass over and over, and I was like, man, but I mean like it's where are the exclusive games? But then I built a new PC for gaming. Uh, uh, the Series X and PlayStation 5 they were announced, but they were not in the market. So I built my PC before the quarantine and everything. So when I was on PC, I was like again like we need to have an ecosystem and features like Play Anywhere, remote playing, having Game Pass available not just on the console but also on PC. And actually, I subscribed to Xbox Game Pass for PC, and that was my decision driver to get a Series X.
Yep.
So things like I mean, like people. I mean, there are people obviously that they don't value these kind of things, but for me, it's valuable that I can have, for example, play Psychonauts 2. I can play it on my living room,
Yeah.
in my Series X, in my TV, 4K TV, and everything. If I'm on my PC working or something and I need to distract myself, I can pick up Psychonauts 2 in my PC as well. It runs perfectly. And now that we're getting,
Can I ask you a silly question?
yeah,
And just because I want to ask it, you said you had a PC, you built a PC. Why did you buy a Series X? Because sometimes the narrative is, why do you own an Xbox or a console if you have a PC?
the ecosystem, having the ecosystem, having the freedom to play. To pick up my games from every. I'm a parent of a 2-year-old girl. I don't have enough time to play it on my living room or in my room, in my TV. So I have I have an special requirement. Like I want to play anywhere, and I have experienced that through the Xbox experience. So I believe on the Microsoft vision on play anywhere, and I have seen that become true in my personal experience. So and it has been amazing. It's been amazing. And now with the handheld PCs, it's the Steam Deck. It's going to make massive the adoption of these portable devices where you can play anywhere. So it would be awesome to live in the future where you can play your games in your favorite console and then pick up whatever you want to play.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Real
Yeah.
quick, I myself, I was a PC gamer. I experienced Game Pass, and that got me to buy an Xbox One S. And then from the One S, I wanted a little better performance, so I got the Series S. And now I just purchased 2 days ago my second Series S, so it could be in the living room, and I can have one in this room. So when I want to spend time with the family, but I still want to pick up and game, I can do that. And I'm waiting for the Steam Deck too, because that way it gives me more liberty to play wherever I want, like you said.
Yeah,
Say the truth. Say the truth. Game Pass got you out of Star Citizen.
I mean,
No,
the service. Game Pass as a subscription service, it's really valuable. And now
Yes.
let's talk about the strategy.
Yeah.
In Colombia, it's an accessible service. It's pretty much accessible. The price for Game Pass in Colombia doesn't cover the value that you're getting back.
Didn't they lower the
So-
price, I think, recently
Yes,
in Colombia?
they
Yes.
lowered the price recently. So it's making this more accessible, and that is
Yeah.
exciting to see. It's not just
Ascab,
focusing on the market.
how much are consoles over there? Since I know they're imported, do you have do you know the pricing of an Xbox if you purchased it in Colombia?
So the good thing is that Xbox has a good presence in Colombia. We have Xbox Colombia. So Microsoft is absorbing a lot of these custom taxes and everything to make the pricing of this console more accessible, and something that
Wow.
people it's buying the Series S. And for example, I have friends of mine that their kids are growing up, and they ask me like, "What console should I play?" Like, hey, listen, you have 2 kids, get a Series S, pay for Game Pass, and you're ready to go. I also have other friends that are looking for a console
Which is the
for them.
PS5 then?
The PS5 it's like 20 to 30% more expensive than the Series X.
Whoa.
Oh wow! Because of course it has to be imported.
Exactly,
Yes.
and sometimes you are using third parties, like people that are buying this
How much
in the
is this?
US.
I'm wondering, how much is the Switch?
The
Is it
Switch
more expensive over there?
is surprisingly more accessible than the PlayStation 5.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
It's competitive with the Series X. Now,
Whoa.
uh,
Competitive with the Series X? That's incredible.
the price of the Series S,
Pricing-wise.
the Series S, Series S. That was
Oh,
not.
seriously.
it's-
Okay.
yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Now, I haven't seen the pricing for the OLED version of the Switch just yet, but
Yeah.
it's the problem with the Nintendo Switch is the price of the games. Like games are
Yeah.
the pricing of
Yeah.
games for the Nintendo Switch.
No, no.
That is not competitive at all.
No. Everything
You
of
gotta pay
Nintendo
that
Switch is
Nintendo
no.
tax.
And
No,
they
no,
don't
nothing.
they don't lower their
Nothing.
prices.
No.
Yeah, nothing of Nintendo Switch is cheap. Nothing, especially controllers, everything, all that is
Yeah.
expensive. Everything. Nintendo
Well,
Switch is not cheap.
Yeah, the Switch, the Nintendo games are like iPhones. They don't lose value.
No, those
Like I keep
Never.
saying the same thing.
Yep.
Mario Kart Double Dash in 2022 is $45 to buy from
Yeah.
GameStop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And it's just crazy that you look at some of these Metal Gear Twin Snakes is $56. I was just like, on GameCube, I'm like, Jesus Christ. And when you look at sales, they don't go below. Like I always say, you know what? I'm gonna wait for a sale. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I'm like, why?
You can't.
There's no
you can't
point
wait
in
for
doing it
sale.
on Nintendo stuff. It
Nope.
just it never drops enough.
It's expensive. It's expensive. Nintendo stuff
You know,
is expensive.
it's-
I mean, if when I go to the store here, like for example, Xbox games cost 3,600 pesos. Nintendo games cost here 4,500 pesos. Like what?
You know, it's
crazy.
it's really
think
sad
Ascab-
too, because like sorry.
No,
I was,
go Cypher. Sorry.
well, I was just gonna say it's really sad because like you look at how Nintendo was when they were on the GameCube, right? And that was around that era when you saw PlayStation and Xbox doing like greatest hits, platinum hits, and stuff like that. And Nintendo jumped in and did the same thing. I forget. I think it's like Players Series or Players Hits or something, but they had a lower price point for that stuff. And I feel like that was the last time we actually really saw them discount their games.
Yep.
After that, it's like they just got this hubris that they decide we're just going to stay at a higher price. And I mean, they can do it.
But there is something also about Nintendo is that I know that a lot of people criticizes Nintendo because they're not competing with Xbox or PlayStation on the high end console quality games. So, but I mean, like the crafting of Nintendo, the way how they craft these consoles, it's for endurance. So you can pick up a Nintendo 3DS right now, and you are gonna have a heck of a time playing with that. And that,
but have a good time.
yeah. So it's, I mean, like these consoles and Nintendo have understood that they are building consoles for longevity.
Mhm.
So and they age pretty well. Actually, it's funny because my wife was asking me like, okay, now you have this One X player and you have your Nintendo Switch Lite. What are you gonna do with your Nintendo Switch? I was like, what do you think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep it for myself. I mean, like my daughter, she's 2 years old. She can, I mean, the future growing up, she can pick up my games and she can start playing my games. I mean, like it's gonna be amazing for her. But I mean, it's that's the crafting of Nintendo.
And
You know,
not,
it's
and not only that, like for example, what you're saying with Xbox too, like you're saying that your daughter picks it up also at like Xbox, right? Your library it's gonna be there for always, and that's something that you're gonna have for you always, and you can pass it down to your family. Just keep on passing it down, which is it's good that what you're saying about passing things down. That's pretty awesome.
you know, Ascab, you brought a good point. You know that.
Yeah.
You know, I remember. I think it was Miyamoto, and they asked Miyamoto one time about what you were saying. You know, why don't you have a more powerful hardware? And yes, Nintendo's always behind, and I also feel that they have so many talented developers, which I feel can unlock more if they had just a little bit more. But it just also, he says, you know, what kind of stuck to me was why, he said, and then I guess the person is like, what do you mean? Well, we're still doing the same thing. We're still pushing a block. We're still going to grab a key. We're still doing the things that we've been doing for many years, just of course in different, you know, more advanced, right? When it comes to basic game design. So what's the point of wanting to do crazy graphics when I want to innovate on the gameplay? And I think, you know, for me, and this is for me personally, what I want to see from games going forward is more of the interactivity. And that's one of the things I love about Elden Ring. It's not meant to be a cinematic experience like we talked about Metal Gear, Last of Us. What I do like is the minor details, your armor, the discovery, the way enemies walk, the story, the environmental storytelling. Those are the things that I find
Yes.
very intriguing, and I want to see more from games.
Yep.
I seen pretty. Don't get me wrong, I still like graphics, but it's funny. I will sit on my Switch OLED and play a game at 16 frames per second. But you know what's great about it? It's because I'm enjoying the experience. Something
Yep.
like, No More Heroes
Yeah.
3, or something from Nintendo like, Paper Mario or Winback that's on the F-Zero is coming also, so I'm excited about that. But it's the fact that you're right. Those games are timeless because of the way they were crafted. And that's
Yeah.
the difference between what we see with some of our games now, is that Nintendo really crafts some of these games that just you're like, wow, I need to play them. And they may
Yes.
not reinvent the wheel, but it's something about them that they do it. And then the second thing was, yes, in other parts of the world, it's not cheap to get a console. And the fact is, I go back to Brazil because, I
Oof,
talk to a lot
yes,
of people in Brazil, and I used to
Brazil.
deal with a lot of Brazilian customers. And they have laws in place to protect their economy from, things to come
Yeah.
in and take away from the. So some people in Brazil are still playing like Genesis or PS1 or PS2. Why? Because it's very expensive. So, let's just say a Series X costs 500 here, over there's like 1,000.
Yeah, it's
So
like here.
xCloud or cloud gaming has been able to proliferate a market where you don't need so much of a upfront cost
Yeah.
for a parent, for anyone, just because you want, the stigma of the whole thing of, yeah, well, Game Pass or whatever, you're poor. Yeah, we're poor, whatever. Say what you want to say. No, it's about being able to come in and be in part of the conversation. Imagine someone can right now in any part of, South America, Central America, anywhere in the world, can sit down just like we're all doing right now and be in the conversation about Elden Ring, but not have to drop $1,000 because maybe their family can't afford it, but they can play it through cloud, through that. It's an
It,
awesome thing. And
it's amazing. I mean, and the truth is, we're living in a global. I mean, like global area. Like the global age of things. It's not more centric to. I mean, like it's gaming is expanding to a more global strategy than
Yeah.
just market centric. And I believe making these things more accessible to a more broader audience is gonna make this, I mean, the future of gaming more exciting. Um, so yeah, 100% with you. Now, I'm not saying that the competitors they have a bad strategy. I'm not saying that. I mean, like, but it's an evolution, and we're gonna see more of this kind of things coming on. So I'm actually really excited to see what PlayStation has on its shelves regarding Spartacus. I want to see. I mean, like, if do they have the intention to have to support a more global experience for their subscription service? Something I'm telling everybody in Twitter, and have been tweeting about this, is like, I believe, I mean, the audience needs to push Sony to improve their presence on PC for the subscription service. I mean, it's necessary, and it's gonna open doors that maybe right now are closed for part of the audience in general.
yeah, I mean, the key thing is to be able to, and you said it again, meeting people or where they're at versus you meeting me where I'm at. And I think that's key to everything. We're talking here back and forth about how we love our devices that we invested in because they're handhelds, because they meet the needs of how we play. Doesn't mean everybody plays the way you and I play. I play handhelds because as a parent, I don't have the time to sit nice on my nice TV all the time. And sometimes I'm too tired to even do that. So it's Xbox, it's Sony, it's whoever meeting me to my habits. And I think that's the best part. That's the reason I have a PC. You said it, ecosystem, right? I have my desktop. Sometimes I don't want to be on my desktop after being on the podcast, working all day on a computer. I want to sit in my couch. Cool, got my console.
Yep.
Then I can pick up my title, and whether I get it through a service or I buy it twice like I do, I'm the worst person in the world. I triple everything, triple dip on everything, and I always justify it. And I want to sit on, with my One X player, with my Steam Deck, with whatever I have. But I'm happy that they're meeting me to my needs,
Yeah.
and that's very important. So Ascab, so okay, so we've so far we've gone from the Atari, we've gone Xbox 360, We went to PlayStation 3. What was next after that? Like the Xbox One, PS4. You say you don't have a PS5. So what brought you back? Since I know you said, hey, PS4 was kind of what I like. It got me with the exclusives. What brought you back to the series consoles?
So it was the fact that I built my PC for gaming, and I tried Game Pass by myself on PC, and I just wanted to like I was saying, like, it's cost effective. I'm playing great games because I mean, like, what the fanboys are saying, like Xbox has no games. That is completely wrong. You obviously haven't tried Game Pass I mean, like, so, and
Yeah.
I got my Series X just to be able to continue my playing. I mean, like, if I want to play in my living room, I can do it. If I want to play on my studio, I can do it. I can play on the go now with the handheld PC. I can do it, and that is, I believe, that is exciting. And now, something that also tied me to Xbox is I love Bethesda games.
Yeah.
For me,
What's your
like,
favorite one? What's your favorite
Prey.
one out of all?
Prey.
Oh my god! Yes, yes.
Doom.
Here we go.
Doom for me is number one. Nobody can take Doom away from me. I am a big.
Sour Bro loves Fallout Shelter.
Yeah, but listen, I mean, I play Dishonored.
Hey,
And
Fallout Shelter,
thanks-
great.
I love
Yeah, it is.
Dishonored.
Yeah, Dishonored was like, wow, this game is awesome. And a funny thing, I played Dishonored on PlayStation.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's still a great game, no matter where you played it. But
Yeah, exactly. It's a big game.
did you play Did you
Yeah.
play Dishonored 2?
I have it on my back and my backlog right now. I played the
Wait till you
first
get
one.
to the clock tower. It's one of the most amazing levels in a game. Like the clock tower part in this game,
Yeah.
in part 2, when you get there.
Yeah, but then when I got Prey, the sci-fi environment and all the space environment, all the what was happening, the sort of horror themes on the game, it was like Bethesda is a master on the games they produce. And actually, funny thing, for example, they released Deathloop on the PlayStation 5. I buy it on PC. I have I've been
Game
playing.
of the year.
I mean,
Game of the year.
and just so you know, last year I voted for the game of the year. I voted for Deathloop.
Same here.
I mean, like, it's amazing. It's a great game.
Yep.
It's a
Now,
culmination of everything they've ever did. into
exactly.
one.
Yes, absolutely. And now I'm buying also Ghostwire.
Oh my
So-
god, I can't wait.
So
Mikami-san?
it's
Oof.
yeah. So Bethesda, I mean, like, the acquisition of Bethesda was a goal for me. Like, listen, that's it. This is what I need
Yep.
because I love those games.
Yes.
So that's how I ended up in embracing again Xbox as a brand and the ecosystem itself, and yeah, I
So
just
would you
love what
say
they're doing.
So do you agree, from your personal experience, you were just saying right now, the reason you came back to the ecosystem was Bethesda as a developer really carried you to kind of say, hey, I need to come back and invest on the Xbox ecosystem to come play these games?
Yeah, I mean, it's more like I believe on the vision of what Microsoft has today. I believe the subscription service is the future of Xbox.
Mhm.
So I believe it. I mean, if we think about Xbox in 20 years, I believe it's gonna be all about the subscription service, not about the consoles. So, and I believe on that. I mean, like, it's accessible, and that's the future. I mean, we have seen how successful Netflix is, how successful it's HBO Max, and all these subscription services, how successful they are because it's content that is accessible to you, cost effective, and you're receiving a lot of content that you can consume.
I mean, another thing that's important that people forget is when streaming started, right? We were like, well, yeah, we want physical because when we do Blu-ray, we get the 4K image, right? But
Yeah.
now look at our infrastructure. And I'm just talking about from where we live, right? Not the world's still evolving. We still have emerging markets that do need better internet. But now when you look at a movie, like I was watching The Witcher, and I'm just like, look at how crisp this looks. And I can't,
Yep.
and again, I'm not one of these really people that that study how something clear really looks, right? But to me, it was like, I don't. This is fine for me, and I feel we're gonna get to that where, right now we're in the baby steps of cloud gaming, just like we were in the baby steps of VR. One day you're just gonna pop in, like I said, Ascab, you know what? Hey, are you gonna play this? Freaking whatever, Deathloop 27? Yeah. And, be like, hey, cool, let me get my controller, let me get in front of my TV, pop in the app. Doesn't matter what you're playing, you're there. And
Exactly.
that, for me, has me, just thinking about it, has me excited to just be able to be like anywhere. Hey, you got the app? Cool. Can I download it on your TV? If I'm over, a friend's house or a family member, cool. Let me just sit there and just pop in and start playing.
Yeah.
It's just exciting.
So can you let our community know and the audience know, like, what do you do? And did gaming influence you in what you currently do as your profession?
So I'm a software engineer, and I'm working for a digital agency. So basically, what we do is we build experiences. So so it's the crafting is it's a website, but basically what we do is we build user experiences and we try to improve everything around the user experience. So I work on a digital agency that hyper focused on this aspect of building. Obviously, we build everything on the web, but it has been enlightening for me. I used to work on as a software engineer on a lot of financial companies, and was coming because just so you know, I'm software engineer, but I'm a .NET developer originally. So I've been working with Microsoft for a while.
Oh wow. Okay.
Nice.
So and obviously gaming influenced a lot of my passion for development. My first PC gaming PC was built when I was at college. And I remember, like one of the first games that I played on PC was Max Payne.
Oh, Max Payne.
That was the game that I actually saved up money to actually build an actual PC.
Yep.
The original Max Payne.
Yeah, the original Max Payne is just amazing, and was one of the first games I played on PC. So obviously, the DNA has been always there. The way how this is evolving is also exciting. So I just I live on a computer all day. So I work on a computer all day long, but I never disconnect. Actually, I know how healthy this is, but I never disconnect. Like I'm a tech savvy person. I love technology.
Cool. That's awesome.
Maybe you could use Sour Blow something. He's always breaking stuff.
Yes, he is. Please teach us something. Please.
Maybe you can build him a Starfield experience so he can actually show us something.
Yes, please.
Oh my god, these guys.
Oh, bad.
But guys, if you got the Steam Deck, you know how exciting it's gonna be to play Starfield on your console, on your PC, and on your Steam Deck.
Yep.
And cloud saving. You're gonna pick up and that's it. So plug and play. That's amazing, actually.
Yes, it is.
At one point, remember, we used to carry memory cards. We used to carry VMUs from the Sega Dreamcast. I had my little Tamagotchi who always died. And now, we're living in a sense where our saves are literally, like I said, right, in the cloud, right, somewhere. And it's just fantastic.
But, there is another publisher that has a clear perspective on cloud progression. The publisher is Ubisoft.
Yes.
So
with the Ubi Connect.
Exactly. So I have Assassin's Creed Valhalla on my Xbox Series X. I own that game. I own Far Cry 6 on my Series X. But also I own these two games on my PC. And the reason why I double pay this game, because I'm paying double for the same title, is just because cloud progression. I can play everywhere.
Yep.
But do you think, would you like to see more of what PlayStation and Xbox does, right? Xbox does play anywhere, right? Buy it once, have it everywhere. PlayStation used to do the same thing. where you purchased it on the Vita. Shout out to the Vita, RIP. And you had it on the PS3. Do you think that should be more?
Yes.
More developers should do that. Where hey, if you
Yes.
buy it and eventually you're a PC player, you should also have an entitlement to that.
Absolutely, and actually, I mean, like for example, as the owner of a Nintendo Switch, the reason why I got the Witcher 3, and the Witcher 3 is also another title that I own on every console and gaming device that I own. I have the Witcher 3 on my Xbox. I had the Witcher 3 on my PlayStation catalog. I have the Witcher 3 on my PC, and I have the Witcher 3 on my Nintendo Switch.
I own it on everything too.
So it's just an amazing game. So, but the key differentiator is that Nintendo Switch, supports cloud savings from Steam or GOG with PC.
Yes. Some games though, like I know it's that one game, Divinity Original Sin, which I have.
Exactly. That's another perfect example of this. So I believe like cloud progression or cloud saving, it's a must today. It's a must today. So I believe, like for example, it was for me. It was a little bit of something that let me down was Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
I mean, like they don't support cloud savings, and I was hoping to install Red Dead Redemption 2 in multiple platforms and do the same, but I just couldn't. I mean, like it's not supported. So I believe it's cloud progression and cloud savings are opening the door for certain gamers to own the same title in multiple platforms.
Yeah, I mean, I always like when I look at a game like Hades, right, on the Switch.
Yep.
That was my first Epic game. I bought it, but I never played it. The first time I ever played that game actually was on the Switch. But when they added the progression between back and forth, I was like, oh my God, I can play on the big screen and then I can go to the small screen on the bus and continue to play that game. And just that alone makes me purchase. Like I own Cyberpunk on everything. I mean, literally every. Shout out to Stadia. I own it on Stadia as well. I got it for free as part of a thing. So I literally own everything. The only thing that sucks is there's no cross progression between. I mean, I wouldn't care if it's not, Stadia is a different thing, but there's nothing. That's why on the PC version, I love the fact that it's on Steam. Got it on the One X player, got it on the Steam Deck when it comes out. I have it now. I have that progression everywhere.
I would love to see that more and more from third-party publishers.
Yep. Yes.
I believe it's. I mean, right now it's not a nice to have; it's a must have, and that is gonna be. Go ahead.
Fortnite does it. Call of Duty does it. They should all do it. I mean, seriously, they should all do it. I don't know if Destiny does it. Does Destiny does it? I don't remember if Destiny does it.
They do. You can link from Steam and then say, hey, I want to go to Xbox, and then it'll do your thing.
I believe it's a one-time thing. It's a migration. You can migrate
the platform that you did. So if you did PlayStation or you did Xbox, it only goes those two ways.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh man.
Ooh, awesome. So thank you for sharing that story, especially like I said, I think most of us are like, oh, okay, we have the same taste in gaming.
Yes.
But before we get into the gaming news, we kind of get going as well. Hey, Crazy Lou, let's shout out the chat.
Yeah, we should shout out to this chat. The chat's being awesome tonight. Oh man, let's get ready. Let me get ready. Let me see Rocket Man. Okay, there you go. I sound a little bit Rocket Man. Let's start. Back from the Dead is here. Welcome back from the dead. How are you, my dear brother? Jay Vargas, welcome back. You've been out of commission. I'm happy that you are back with us again, Jay Vargas. That's awesome that you're here with us. Mr. Tony Grasso, as always, in here with us. Thank you for coming, Mr. Tony Grasso, as always. Ooh, oh man. My show brother Stuff Sean, as always, around here lurking. Love you to death, my dear brother. And yes, we support you as always, my dear brother. And as always, we will support anybody who does new content, new stuff. We will all be there for you guys. Seriously, we love all you guys here on chat and everywhere. Mr. Kojak the Barbarian. Oh man, Kojak, he does some awesome good morning videos too. Yes, my brother Kojak. Let me see who else is in here. Victor Click, mi familia, mi hermano, Victor Click is here with us too. He said he's right on time, and he says that I look like a $5 or below Bruno. And also said what else did he say though? He looks like I look like With the minions, yes. Yes.
Yep, he's dead
You
on.
look,
That
I
got
don't
me
know. People may
laughing.
not know, but you look like a
But
really retired Tego Calderon. That's how you look like.
oh Lord, tengo que leer. Oh man, on that.
Uh,
No, no, no.
you wish.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Uh,
Chris Jones also here with us. What's up, Mr. Chris Jones? Big Mad Doe, my brother, Big Mad
Big
Doe.
yes.
Wait, oh,
Every
Big Mad
time,
Mo.
every time,
I always mess it up. It's
Why do you
Mo.
keep saying
every
you say it
time.
every time?
Every
I'm
time.
like, it's not that every
That's
time.
it's.
Why do I always say
I
Doe though? What?
so here
Okay,
I
Big
take it
Bad
as
Mo,
he's
sorry. You know what? You should go troll Crazy Lou on Twitter. Get him back
Yes.
to
he's
let
that.
me,
he's
wait.
he's always working, right? So Big Mad Mo's making the big bad dough. So it's
Exactly.
fine.
Yeah.
Like it
Uh,
works.
Is it pretty cool? I think that got it because of that sweater he got from. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just me being crazy. Don't listen to me. As always, yeah. So
Like, it's not
also,
Tego.
so Canada, welcome to XBI Canada. Thank you for joining us, and Ralph M is here too. The Last of Us multiplayer. Yes, we need The Last of Us multiplayer. I agree with you, Ralph. Seriously.
Factions.
What? Yes, we need
Factions.
that.
Yeah, we haven't got factions yet.
No, we haven't. No, no. So what else? Who else wants to say hi? Also, Internal Umbra's here with us. Hello, Internal Umbra. Thank you
One
for
of the
coming.
members of X Infinite.
Xbox Infinite. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes. So who else is left? I guess we can continue our show. If I left somebody out, please say I left you out, and I'll be back to you to give you that awesome shout out from
You
the.
left me out.
Nah, nobody cares about you. The hell shout you
You're
out.
right. Nobody does.
Nah,
My
I'm just kidding.
my
We
family
love you,
cares
brother.
about me.
We love you, brother. We love you, brother. I'm just messing with you. We love you. We love you. So yeah, let's keep
Yes.
going.
So we've been having a good time, and I guess now I want to start with a little bit of unfortunate news,
Yes.
and I want to start out this of course came from Polygon, but via really quick via Axios, who reported the following first, and allegedly 8 more women. It said 8 more alleged sexual harassment and discrimination at PlayStation maker Sony. That's the title. Um, so I'm gonna read a little bit of this thing right here because I want to make sure that we get all the facts straight, and then want to get everyone's thoughts on it. 8 former and current Sony Interactive Entertainment employees have been accused the PlayStation maker of sexism, according to a court document filed on Tuesday. Um, on Tuesday, Majo's lawyer filed statements of support from 7 former PlayStation workers and 1 current employee. These women provided written statement of support detailing instances of sexism at the company and across multiple offices in the United States. The allegations described in this document range from devaluing women's ideas, discrimination towards mothers, to sexual harassment and systemic struggle for women to get promoted. Stephen Knoll, which is Majo's lawyer, said in an adjacent statement that several other women feared retaliation from Sony, and were too scared to speak up about what had occurred at the company. Mary Harrington, a former Sony Interactive senior director, left Sony in 2019 due to systemic sexism against females, which she reported throughout her career and outlined in 9-page filed on Tuesday. She pointed out instances of where women were undervalued against men in collaboration sessions, where leadership highlighted high performers at the company. In April 2019, Harrington said that 70 workers were being reviewed during a collaboration session, and only 4 were women. She also flagged an instance where she reported a man bullying behavior to his manager. Can we address this before PlayStation has its own national news article? She wrote in an email attached to the filing. Harrington also said that men at Sony would rank female employees by their hotness and pass around filthy jokes and images of women. She also described
Ooh.
an instance where an engineer asked her not to wear skirts to work because it was distracting him, and alleged that the male engineers went to strip clubs during lunch and shared porn. In another incident, Harrington says she requested a private location room after having twins in 2005. She was required to use a storage room. So there's a clarification of this. It wasn't a storage room, a closet. And I saw this annotation by the person who posted this. So it was a closet with a broken lock directly off the entrance lobby. Harrington wrote that she stopped breastfeeding early because it was not sustainable under those conditions.
Whoa.
Other women provided similar examples in their statements. One former employee said that directly with four other women in the 5 years at Sony, San Mateo, and San Francisco offices, all these women ended up leaving the company for similar reasons relating to sexual discrimination, sexual harassment, and not being able to earn a promotion. She described instances where men made comments about women not understanding technology, another time where a senior manager attempted to grab her breasts at an off-site work event. Another former employee described a similar incident at work event with alcohol. A male senior manager was getting inappropriately close to me. He hugged me and whispered in my ear. I left and went to the bathroom and told some female coworkers. Soon after that, I was transferred. I transferred departments. Another employee, Kara Johnson, who left in 2021, wrote a statement to leadership in Sony Women at PlayStation Group, wherein she said at least 10 women left Sony Rancho Bernardo office in 4 months. Though a certain amount of attrition after PS5 launch was expected, the disproportionate number of women leaving has alarmed leadership. One woman called out a third-party investigation at Sony that uncovered a great imbalance in terms of employee distribution on her terms. Um, so again, these things like this are always very sad. Um, and all I really want to say about that is if these allegations turn out to be true, um, I hope those individuals, you know, get what they deserve. And, and it's unfortunate that we have to hear this. We see this all around. So, this is an unfortunate event that happens everywhere. It just doesn't happen at Sony. It's happened everywhere. Riot Games was one. We know right now Activision is dealing. So, I hope that we could, they continue to clean out and clean house and get rid of individuals like this, because we don't need anyone with those type of behaviors,
Yeah.
being in those workplaces. It's just disgusting. Cypher, what are your thoughts on this? Quick thoughts?
Yeah, I, it's just always really depressing to hear that, like you start to think like, okay, maybe things are starting to clear up. Like maybe people are taking some notes from this and realizing that like that culture needs to go away. Things need to change. We need to be, we need to treat everyone equal in the workplace and outside of the workplace. And it's frustrating to see when things like these come up, because it's just like you would think like we're adults, we know better, but
Yep.
there are people that get in positions that feel like they're untouchable once they get to certain levels, and they take advantage of those positions they're in, and it's an unfortunate trend that really just needs to stop. Like I wish there was an easy way to stop it and cut it off right where it's at, but it feels like every time that you cut off one head, another two or three pop up on the hydra, right? It's
Yes.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
I believe it's more like a cultural issue. So it's and not I'm not talking about the culture of company culture. It's a cultural issue in generally speaking, in our society.
Yeah.
So and it's something that we need to be conscious about, and how we behave with others, and how to treat them and respect them and treat them equally. Like, I know more than you are not. So it's I believe it's more like it in those areas. So it's something that the problem is also that in the technology industry, not gonna talk about the video game industry, but the technology industry has been uh the if you see the rates of hiring males versus female, I mean, like, it has been like a trending. However, we're living in a wave where we're getting more female figures in our companies, and we need to embrace that. So those brotherhoods and behaviors that we used to have, because we were used to work with men, and I believe the world is just evolving, and we need to adapt to that, and we need to accept. Like, for example, I have a daughter. So I wouldn't like my baby girl to be subject to a horrible situation like this one.
Yep.
Yep. I'm right
So
there with you.
and I remember that when she was born. I mean, she's 2 years old, but when she was born, and people like told me, "Ah, you have a little princess." I said, like, warrior princess. She is gonna decide to be whatever she wants to be. She wants to be a warrior. That's good for her. She wants to be a princess. That's good for her. I mean, whatever it's up to her, it's gonna be up to her eventually. And I mean, like my daughter, she plays with cars. She plays with toys. I mean, like I don't have a differentiator, and I try to raise her like you are not. I mean, you shouldn't be undermined by anyone in this society.
Yeah, no, it's a situation real quick. So I go over to Salvador as well. Like, I'm not going to name anything, but I had a situation, not me, but someone I know close to me, and they got promoted, and something, and the person they were working with, I guess, wasn't informed of the promotion. And when that person was saying, "Hey, I need stuff to get done," the other person was a male,
Mhm.
and for some reason was very combative. And I asked a question to the person that was telling me this, sharing this, was like, you know, in the situation, saying, "You know what, I'm just gonna keep quiet." I said, "No, no, 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 no. I'm gonna ask. Why don't you ask this question?" I said, "If you were not a female, would that person have the same issue regardless? Would they question your promotion?" And I found it so disgusting. I said, Tony Grosso was saying, a lot of people, a lot of women, not only women, but everyone, whoever identifies himself, whether, from different communities, why should you be passive? And I think it's great when people come out and are brave, because it's not easy. People say a lot of times, "Hey, why don't I go out and just say something?" It's not as simple. And we can say that from different perspective where we're not really seeing, because whatever situation it may be, right? Whether you've been in an abusive relationship, whether you've been in everything, it's not easy.
Yeah.
So, because at the end of the day, you may be called out, "Oh yeah, you're a rat," no, like that. No, they're victims. So stuff like this makes me sick, because um, I want more diversity across the entire technology world, because that's how we get great ideas. That's how we get all these great things. You know, I've worked for some amazing women who have been great mentors to me. And I'm always grateful for the stuff that I took from them from a leadership standpoint, because they always felt that they had to work harder because, like Ascab was saying, of so many different factors. But Sablo, what do you think about this?
Yeah, well, I think, as I think everyone in the panel here, I think that's disgusting that things like this is happening. And I myself, something I always try to do is I always try to put myself on the other person's shoes. Um, that's why, we all do make mistake, but if I do make a mistake, I try to put myself on the other person's shoes. That way, maybe I could come back and, be like, sorry I did this or whatever. Because sometimes, sometimes we do things and we probably don't think about how we can hurt the other person. So we have to be careful, especially like, sure, work wise, I do think women and men deserve, the same rights, but at the same time, emotionally and in different ways, women's are also different than us. So we have to try to put ourselves in their, in their shoes, and know that, there are different things that, they have. Like, for example, there were several examples of breastfeeding, etc. We have to understand that it's different. Like, and we got to try to put ourselves in their shoes. And that's it's disgusting. Basically, I hope we get better at this everywhere. Not only at PlayStation, we're having issues at Activision. We're having issues with this everywhere in the industry. And for example, right now, my wife, she's someone that she has that old Latino like mindset where she thinks that gaming is for kids. She has that identity, and I'm trying to bring her into like gaming, and she's starting to, play a little bit with me and enjoy it. And if she start hearing things like this might push her away. The same way it might push other women away if disgusting things like this keep happening. So I don't think
Crazy.
that's something we want.
Yes, sir.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts on this is that every company should sit down and fix this. I mean, even if this stuff is happening, like okay, women are suing for this. Once that thing comes up, I mean, you guys need to sit down and focus on this and say, hey, okay, let's listen to what you ladies are saying. Let's work on this to fix this, because seriously, it's bad that it has to get to this point, and they really need to fix that. And that sexual misconduct is really doing harmful things to all the women out there in the world, and that's not good. Seriously, companies need to sit down and work to fix this issue. It's not doing good. It's sad, it's disgusting to hear that women are having issues because of this. I mean, seriously, let's start respecting. I know that maybe back in the day, probably that was like a normal thing, but guys, it was never good. It's never a good thing. It's never a good thing to be like to push women like, hey, if you want a job, you got to do this for me. If you want to get a raise, you got to do that for me. No, that's never. No, no. You guys need to appraise women about how they work and how determined they are on their job. Same thing as with the men. You guys need to appraise all that stuff and really respect each and one another. And like I said, companies need to sit down and really work on this really hard so this stuff can stop. It's bad. It's really bad. Every time I hear it, it saddens me because nobody deserves to go through that stuff. Nobody does. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. Ascab, do you have anything else you want to add or anything?
No, really. I mean, like it's just sad, and we hope that I hope that we don't see this anymore. And mostly in the video game industry, it's something that we love, and it should be environments full of enjoyment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so to move on to better news, as we were talking, PlayStation State of Play. Oh my God, they announced Bloodborne 2. Oh my God, did you see all the things they Bloodborne 2? We got
You're right.
the acquisition of Square
What?
Enix. But no. Today's was a 20-minute State of Play that focused mainly on PS4 and PS5 titles coming to the PlayStation platform. And like always, people get excited. The rumors start circulating, and just like anything else, like a Nintendo Direct or an Xbox event, people take it to like 10 or 20, and then when they finally get, it's like what? So let's get your thoughts. So let's start with Aska. Did you get to watch the State of Play today at all?
Yes,
Yes.
and I got excited about Ghost Warrior.
Yes.
Like it truly hyped me up, and I said like I need to buy this game. Uh, the other thing that I love about the State of Play today was the first preview of Trek to Yomi. I mean, like definitely, Devolver Digital. They know what they're doing, and it looks
have great
amazing. It looks amazing. So I can wait to actually put my hands on Trek to Yomi. And finally, I mean, like this is the first time I got excited about this title. It's Returnal. So Returnal, I mean, like when like
You never got
it
to play
wasn't my,
it?
no, it wasn't my thing. Like it never get me like attract my attention, you know. But today, what we saw today, the free DLC and adding co-op, like I said,
Yes.
like
That that that,
that
that
that's something that it's interesting. I imagine
Yep.
myself playing that game with a friend of mine. Like
Yep.
that is something
Yep.
that it's worth it. So
That's that.
those
Oh, keep going. Go.
no, those were my three highlights of
I mean,
today's State of Play.
that's something that got me excited because seriously, I'm happy that PlayStation said, "Hey, let's do that." Like for example, the guys in the House Market said, "Let's make it co-op," because I know that's gonna intrigue more people to play this game. And it actually, dude, you're one of them who said it right now. I saw that. I was like, man, I want to buy that game. I want to get someone to play it with me. I want to beat that game with somebody because that a co-op game is an awesome game. Everybody loves co-op games. I'm a big fan of those type of games.
Oh, Returnal was great, and I
Yeah.
liked it because you can tackle that, and it was a good game, of course, and they're doing some great updates, and I'm loving. So Crazy Luke, since I know you were, what were your games that first? Let me ask you this: what would
Ooh,
you rate
what's
the
up?
event, and then secondly, what were the games that
Uh,
got you excited that were shown?
To be honest, it was a good event. I rated it 8 out of 10. I had fun with the event. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Like some of like before. I think the worst one they had was in December, wasn't it? I don't remember December. I don't. I did not like that event, but this one was fabulous. This one was awesome. I mean, I like the Capcom game. What was the name of that Capcom game?
Oh,
Oh,
something exo. I have it here. Give me a
Exo
second.
Mecha?
no,
Exo
No, no,
Mecha,
yeah,
something
no,
like that.
Exo Primo. Exo
That's still,
Primo.
yeah, Exo Prime. Exo Mecha is a game coming to to Xbox Game Pass, but that's not that. Exo Prime.
Oh,
So you
Exo
mean Dino
Prime.
Crisis?
Then what?
No.
What?
That looked
That
like
was
a mix
Dino
of like
Crisis,
so
yeah.
many different games
Yeah.
because it
Man,
had
no,
Yes,
like
that
yeah,
game looked
just
like Second Extinction, but by Capcom.
yeah. I mean that game.
I
That game
mean
looked so much fun. That was. I mean, you got the mechs. You got the guy jumping out of the gear suit, jumping back in. Oh man, that was awesome. I was like, whoa, I'm really excited for this game. I mean, seriously, it got me all hyped up. I was like, I gotta play that game. This is one of those games I gotta play.
that
Also,
game looked like a bunch of games mixed together
yeah,
like
it looked like Anthem but on steroids.
because it had like
Yes.
some
Looked like
Overwatch thing I saw
Lost
too.
Planet meets
Yeah.
Dino Crisis
Guys,
meets.
it's
Yeah.
Anthem meets Destiny,
I
some
mean
elements of Destiny,
Overwatch.
Overwatch. Yeah, it got a lot of stuff in there. It was pretty cool. Also, you know what was really impressed? I'm really happy. I wanna try it. The Gundam multiplayer experience. That's a pretty cool thing.
Yes, the single player Gundam.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah,
No,
nah.
Gundam
That
is
You know what?
cool.
the music was
I
cool
used to
on it.
love
The music had
Virtual
me
On.
like
I don't know if you remember
dancing.
that game, Virtual On. It was a Sega game, Virtual
Yeah,
On. It was an
yeah,
online mech game, and
yeah,
I loved it. It was one of the best mech games.
yeah. Best package. What other
Yeah.
game that I saw? What other game? The Forspoken stuff was pretty cool, and it's actually getting better. And I always like every
I think
Forspoken
that's like the
trailer.
best trailer that has ever shown that
Yeah,
game
I
it
don't,
really
yeah,
well.
Yes,
yeah.
it looked
It was
awesome.
that was actually the best trailer for that game. Yeah, it looks it's gonna be a great game. Also, what was another one they showed? Oh man, I think that was it though, wasn't it?
No,
I'm having an issue with this
Uh,
with the Square Enix and with these
yeah.
franchises. So I mean, I'm not gonna say that it looks hideous or anything. It looks good, but I mean, it looks really similar to what we're seeing from Final Fantasy.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
So I'm
the
seeing
I see
like
what you're saying. They're still using the same game graphic engine from last.
No, the Luminous engine.
Yeah.
yeah, I believe
It looks it's using the
that's
same engine.
so. It looks so
Yeah.
similar that I said like I mean like it wasn't. I mean when they showed the Forspoken trailer, I said wow, but when they showed the Final Fantasy trailer, it was like, what's this? Is this a DLC or something? Like I wasn't getting. I mean like I didn't feel it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean like it was obviously this is my perception, you know, it's not like
Yes.
Yeah.
but it was a letdown for me.
I know what you mean though, because they're still use the same engine, and every time you pop in a Square Enix game, it looks like a Final Fantasy game. It pretty much always looks like the same engine there. Yeah, it works for them. It's cool.
Forspoken, hopefully it's good, and I
Yeah.
hope it's good.
Me too.
When I first saw it the first time, I was impressed. You know how fast the character was moving, and I know that for a fact. Gary Whitta of who wrote Star Wars Rogue One of Kind of Funny as well. He is the one that's writing the story as well for this game. So I have I'm gonna keep positive. Sometimes certain games don't show well, and then look, all of a sudden you're like, oh wow, this is great, So I hope this game turns out well, because I would love to get maybe another established franchise from Square that we can kind of like say, oh, this is awesome. But one of the games that I enjoyed, I'm gonna going into this event.
You know when I saw the Capcom trailer, the Capcom, you know what I thought it was? I thought it was Vanquished. When I was seeing.
Oh yes, yes, Vanquish. That's Sega.
I thought it was gonna be
man.
Pragmata. That's what I thought it was gonna be.
Man,
But if it was Pragmata, I would have been sad, because that game had
What?
very Kojima vibes to me.
Okay.
Pragmata?
Pragmata. I don't know what Pragmata is. I gotta look.
I think it got delayed though to like
Yeah.
2024 or something like that. Or
Yeah,
2023.
yeah. It's ways off now.
It is.
I'll tell you one of the things that I was excited about the event. Ghostwire, of course, that's one that I love Shinji Mikami. But Square loves giving all their classic RPGs like these weird names. Triangle Strategy, which is a great game right now. Octopath Traveler. So
Yes.
the game that I was excited was not Final Fantasy Tactics, called Dio Field Chronicles. And it looked awesome. It looked like Square's take to Fire Emblem.
Yes,
Now
that's
that
what
I
I
think
thought.
about it.
Yes.
And I'm excited because I currently have Project Triangle Strategy, and I played the demo, and I'm 3 chapters in, and I love the story. And the one thing that I loved about Triangle Strategy is that it reminded me of Final Fantasy Tactics. Now you see this one here, and it was like, is this the Final Fantasy Tactics that the remaster or whatever they were making, the remake? But no, it was Dio Field Chronicles. Then they showed Valkyrie Elysium, and again, I'm a big fan of Valkyrie profile, but for some reason, they've tried before, and this one looked really rough, and I was just like, ah. And like I said, another one that I liked was JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. As a fan of the anime, and a fan of the fighting game.
Yes, I forgot about Jojo. That's a good fighting game I used to play back in the day. Big Jojo.
So that was cool, along with everything that they showed. So, it's so close to the summer, and we don't know anything about E3, so not E3. So a lot of things are being kept close to their chest, most likely. I know there was rumors flying around that Metal Gear was going to be there, and I was losing my mind because Mr. Badbit put on a tweet certain things, and I was just like, oh man, Metal Gear comes out, I'm gonna do a crazy look. I'm gonna do a happy dance and everything.
You know, happy dance.
Nope. Do not start. You're about to go. Nope. Anyway, Silent Cipher. What were your thoughts on the events, and what games maybe piqued your interest that weren't cars?
Well, I was really excited about Final Fantasy 72. That made me very happy.
You mean Origin Strangers of Paradise, whatever those long names? Like, I want to know who sits there and says, look at this game. What do you want to name it? Final Fantasy, Origins, Perfect Strangers, Double Dash, whatever. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Sooner or later, we're gonna get new Final Fantasy, sexy Final Fantasy.
Stop, crazy! Stop! Just stop!
Stop!
I feel like they met up with Mark Cerny and they were like, "Hey, Mark, we want you to create a name for this game." And he's just like, "What about a paragraph?" They're like, "Yeah, let's take it. It's fine. That's great." No, in all seriousness though, Ghostwire Tokyo, I'm really excited about when that hits PC and Xbox for myself because
next year,
just like
for Xbox.
Yeah, so it's like I don't have a PS5. I really don't plan on getting one myself. Especially where everything's shifting over to PC. I'll just wait for the PC or Xbox side of it. Besides that, though, I think the other one that caught my attention, obviously, was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yes.
Yes.
That's, that's the type of thing that
hopefully they patch. Hopefully they patch part one. Hopefully they patch part one.
I forgot to mention that was for me the most exciting thing. What was the third one I was thinking about? What was the third one? I know I'm forgetting something. Yes. Ninja Turtles.
I was surprised no one said anything about that. But
now that you say that, you look like Baxter, the fly from Ninja Turtles with those glasses.
yeah, a little bit.
Why do y'all gotta keep put me like a fly, man? That's just me, man.
But no, I was doing the same thing as you though, as we were going into this showcase and hearing that there were possibly some reveals that we were going to end up seeing and stuff. I got excited because, like I told Crazy earlier, I was prepared with my Metal Gear Solid Foxhound shirt.
Yep.
Because even though I wouldn't like the idea of it being, Sony exclusive, I'd just be really excited to see another Metal Gear announced.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I was hopeful on that. I'm sure one will come eventually. I just
want the stink of Metal Gear Survive to be gone. That's all I want.
Oh, come on, it was great.
Come on, Metal Gear Survive was cool. Yeah, bro.
It was so good. You saw
Baxter,
the main character that was so cool, and spoilers, he left at the very beginning of the game, and then
he bounced. He was like, I don't want to be part of this game. He's like, come out.
That made me so sad. He goes off in his helicopter, and it's like, all right, you're stuck with this random Joe, and you're like, all right, cool.
Yeah, it was like when Sour Blow purchased that ship, and they're like, "I'm gone. I'm not a game, Star Citizen." So he was just left with like nothing.
Yep.
I'm not even gonna say it.
Oh man, now you can't say nothing, man. You're just stuck with that Star Citizen stuff. I mean, dude.
Sour Blow. So
But you,
what?
you, you know, now that you were mentioning Metal Gear,
Mhm.
I was hoping not to see Metal Gear because to me, without Kojima,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah.
so I know. I mean, you are a big fan of Metal Gear. I noticed that. So I know what I mean. What were you feeling when you play Metal Gear Rising?
Oh, it was amazing. Metal Gear Rising was
Oh,
amazing.
I love Metal Gear Rising. For me, it was the best. Metal Gear
I
Rising.
enjoyed it, but
Yes.
it didn't grab me the same way as the other games.
See?
Metal Gear Rising for
See,
me.
I mean, there was something off. For me, was
Yeah.
something off in Metal Gear, right? Metal Gear Rising. I mean, like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
the,
it was-
the old Metal Gear.
it was
Oh,
cool.
So the thing
Lord.
is with Metal Gear Rising, what I loved about it is that it felt like Metal Gear Solid 4, but it felt what it would be like to play as Raiden.
Raiden. Yes, that's
Yeah.
the whole
Versus
point. That's why I like
Me playing Raiden in Metal Gear Solid 2, but it was basically Snake.
Yes.
The way he played. So when I played that one, Revenge, and I was just like, this is what it would be playing as
Raiden. Yes.
Jack the Ripper, and as a cyborg, with nanomachines. And
Yep.
I
Still-
thought it was great.
That's
I had
what
my
I
Metal
like.
Gear thing. I had this in my hand, like this, watching the state of play, and I was just like, please. Now, if you look at this, this is what I want to be remastered. The OG Metal Gear. Give me that story, which I thought Metal Gear 5 was going to give me, of
Yeah.
Big Boss. And
would you like? Would you like to play that game? I mean, how do you imagine a remaster of the original Metal Gear?
So,
Like, what? I mean, how? If
do
you
we have 4 hours? No, so
No, we don't.
real quick, because I want to make sure what I want and what I thought Metal Gear 5: The Phantom Pain is. It was gonna bridge the gap that we've been missing in the whole Metal Gear. For many people that haven't played maybe the 1984 versions, right, where we saw Big Boss go to that other side.
Yeah.
If you haven't played Metal Gear 5
Yep.
at this point, I'm not gonna spoil it. But the ending, I understood the ending afterwards when I got the ending. And then the way I would remake this one is, I thought 5 was gonna get you there, and they make it. And then you play as young Snake, and then you're going through the events. I don't care. You're just updating the visuals. The story's there.
Yeah.
But you're giving me Snake Eater, but basically Snake Eater. You're giving me Snake Eater, but with a young Solid Snake. And of course, you have Gray Fox in there, and maybe you can do something where Gray Fox helps you out. Because I think one of the best Metal Gears was Peace Walker.
oh
Because
yeah,
because of the Photon, the recruiting. So give me that, but in the original OG Metal Gear. And maybe what you can do is combine Metal Gear and Metal Gear 2 into kind of a cohesive story, kind of like what, reimagined. And you give me to find out,
Yeah.
you're like, how the hell is this dude still alive? Big Boss, I thought I killed you. And that's the, WTF moment.
I want back my Metal. I want my Phantom Pain to be right now. What's it called? Upgraded. I want my Phantom Pain. I miss sticking my balloons on people, cows, everything. Man,
that was funny, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was. I love
Yeah.
doing
It was.
that.
No, see, Metal Gear 5, amazing game.
Yes, it is.
But as a fan of Metal Gear, it was like you
was a
can see
misstep.
it was you can see the breakup.
No,
it was like when
no,
and
no,
I like
David-
to put it this way, right?
no, David Hayter.
Kanye, right? Kanye West, right? 808 Hearts, right? That's when his mother died. You can see the difference of Kanye at that moment when he was kind of upset of what happened, unfortunate to his mom. And I look at it the way with Kojima, right? All the bad things you started to see. I played Metal Gear 5 because my daughter was about to be born that month. I played it like crack. And then when I finally got the end, I was like, what? I have to insert a DVD to watch concept art of what could have been? Like, what? This has to be an April Fool's joke. And it just broke my heart. And I did, this was my cyberpunk moment for me. I
Really?
watched every trailer. Like I made in my mind, there was a Metal Gear Phantom Pain that doesn't exist to nobody but me. Because I have played every game. I play them every year, down to the PSP versions. And I made this in my mind when I saw the trailers. I was putting in these fake things that never existed. And when I finally played Ground Zeroes, I was like, "Oh my god, this is gonna be dope." When you got out of the hospital, you're like, "Oh man, let's go." Solid Snake, Big Boss, freaking this guy Sasha Laska, aka Rubber Ocelot. Let's go. And then that whimper with that villain, and then it became like Gundam. I was just like, "What the hell is this?" And then when I finally popped in that CD, oh hey, let me show you what I could have been. I'm like, nah, man. I just felt disappointed.
Oh man.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I just love sticking balloons on my
Metal
couch.
Gear
That's what I do.
Corner.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, thank you for joining us for the Metal Gear podcast.
Yes.
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 But so, Sour Blow. What are your thoughts on this Square Enix? Sorry, the PlayStation, the whole PlayStation State of Play.
Dude,
Yeah,
that Final Fantasy.
I enjoyed it. I love the pacing of it. I thought they
Sure.
showed a lot of games, and I don't know if maybe I didn't have that high of a of an expectation, but I was surprised of the reaction of people. People were mad about this. I thought it was a great showing. Another game that wasn't mentioned here, Trek to Yomo, I think it's called. I think
we
that
did. Ascab was talking about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think that game looks amazing too.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes.
It does.
And yeah, and most of the games you mentioned, all of them, in one way or another, it grabs my attention to at least try them. So I thought it was a great showing. I truly do.
Yeah. It was a fun show. I mean,
Yeah,
especially
for
like
for
I
what
said,
it was.
when they show those Ninja Turtle things, I was right. That's where I gotta say,
Dude,
like, oh man.
I was like, I hope they say, and it's available now. And I was like, yo, I was going on my Switch or whatever. I was gonna buy it.
I was gonna buy it right away. I love Ninja Turtles, man. I would have spent that money.
Imagine
right
on Steam, 1X player, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All day.
Yeah, the only thing
Well,
I said I do critique that I think they should have ended with Forspoken. That should have been the last one, the last trailer, because it would have ended like in a higher note, I think.
I think
But-
because of the delay, they wanted to kind of maybe put it up front and be like, hey, let's get you
Yeah.
excited.
Could be. Yes.
Cool. So the next news is exciting too, because Gotham Knights, on the wave of the
yes.
Batman being a masterpiece, we finally got a release date of the underappreciated and what I think is going to be amazing Gotham Knights. I cannot wait to play as Batgirl. And I cannot wait to see NPC player number 1, the hot dog guy named over here, Sour Blow, in the game as well as one of the NPCs. So, it's awesome. Do you think this is, so I'm going to throw it over to Ascab, right? Do you think October 25th is the final day for this game, or may
Yes.
it get delayed?
No.
Okay.
I believe
And
this is solid now.
So let me ask you this, and this is something that everyone, I've talked about it. Everyone else has. Do you think this game eventually comes to Game Pass day one?
Holy
I'm just throwing it out there. Do you think? I want to make it clear. I have
Yeah,
no
I know.
information.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, because 2021 was a great year for the Game Pass. I mean, they bring a lot of third-party games they want available, and also because the fact that they bring always multiplayer games or multiplayer experiences in Game Pass. So that's like, if you see the games in the catalog, all these bangers, it's always co-op or multiplayer experiences. So it wouldn't be surprising.
Now, if it doesn't, is this a day one purchase for you?
Yes, definitely.
And who are you excited to play as from the characters?
I'm excited to play first with Nightwing, but I
The best
really
Batman.
hope, Yeah. So, but I really hope to see a DLC to play with Damian
Oh,
Wayne.
that would be
That's my
nice.
favorite. I mean, like that was my
Yeah.
top Robin.
Yes.
Oh, which Robin is in this game then?
It's
Nightwing.
Team
Dick
Team
Grayson.
Team Drake.
Dick Grayson.
So you have
Okay.
you have the Grayson, Nightwing. You have the Robin. It's Team Drake, that he eventually becomes into Red Robin. You also have Jason Todd, that is Red Hood, and obviously Barbara, Batgirl.
Yeah, and you have Hot Dog Guy, which is played by Sarablo, NPC number 1. So Crazy Lou,
Spoiler alert: the
my
hot dog guy
boy,
is Bruce Wayne undercover.
What?
Clayface, what's up? Are you excited for Gotham Knights? And do you think, continuing on this speculation, do you think it might come to Game Pass Day 1? I think Ascab said some good things about the fact that it has multiplayer and it kind of aligns with Game Pass and engagement and being able to, play with friends. And who do you want to play as? Do you want to play as NPC number 1, Hot Dog Man, Sourablow? Or do you want to play as any of the other cool characters?
I want to play as me.
Oh, who's that? NPC number 5, guy in the undies.
Yep. If I could run around kicking butt in my tidy whities, man, yeah, that would be the game of the year for me. Me in tidy whities kicking butt, wearing my cape like Captain Underpants. Oh man, that would be the game for me, man. Seriously. Well, but in Gotham Knights though, am I excited about it? Yes. I mean, I love the Batman series and video gaming. I mean, it's pretty cool. It's always been fun. The storytelling and everything about all the Batman series and games, it's been awesome. Seriously. And also, would it be on Game Pass? Hey, it can happen. Why not? I mean, I think I'm gonna say this. I think though. I think one day. And seriously, I think this will happen. I think they will purchase WB. I hope they do. I mean, if they do that, awesome. They need to.
Sourablow, I'm sorry. Can you put in the chat? Let's see have the people vote if they think
Yeah.
it might come to Game Pass. Cool.
Okay.
Continue. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So yeah, it can actually happen though that it can come to Game Pass, especially since we got a tweet right now, which is
Yes.
yes, which
You
is
saw that.
This is our cue. I was like, what? I
Yeah.
was like, no. I mean, every time.
Can you explain to people that may not know exactly? Yeah. So Xbox tweeted that's the Xbox signal as the bat
Yep.
signal.
Yep, they just tweeted that the Xbox signal, man. And when I saw that, I was like, whoa. I mean, I started to get shivers, man. I was like, no, I can't believe that. Oh man, I just really wanted to happen, man. I mean, if that happens, I think, what am I gonna do that day? I'm gonna put on a Batman speedo and just run around all over the place. Yes,
Nope.
yes. I gotta run around.
The thing is that the content manager from Xbox, I mean, they're always playing with other publishers like
Yes.
this. So
Yes.
now I don't trust on those cues. Like I said,
Aw.
that's something that the content manager
Sure.
always does.
Sure.
So, but I mean, like it would be that would be awesome.
But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. I just can't wait for October 25th just to come around the corner and play. And thank God it's October 25th because there was a rumor it was going to be in April. I was like, oh, please no. Oh, please no. Because seriously, I'm playing Elden Ring, and Elden Ring is going to be a 120, 130 hour game. It's going to be, it's an obligated 120, 130 hour game. Seriously. Because, I mean, the way it's progressing, you got to go back and farm a lot to progress way better. So it's going to be a 120, 130 hour game. And after that, I got all the games to play. So yeah, thank God they moved it way over there. Thank you. And
Just
also,
in time for Halloween.
yeah, just in time for
Yeah,
Halloween.
just in time for Halloween.
For me to dress up. That's
Nope.
gonna be a good. Yes, I will. That's that. Hey, that will be the day I can dress up for Halloween. I can wear costumes. I wore in Sour Blue Gaming last time. I wore some makeup. So yes, I can wear makeup that day.
We'll still put you in timeout.
Oh
Yeah.
no,
Well,
you
no.
can't do that. No.
But Silent Cipher, what's up, man? What are your thoughts on this? What character you want to play? Do you think this might come to Game Pass?
Yeah, so I think what I'm gonna probably do with it is I'll play as Nightwing, and then I'll play co-op with my son and have him play
Nice.
as Robin, because I feel like it'd be
Nice.
kind of a cool idea to have the Robins going in there and battling together. I just think that'd be kind of a fun little thing.
That's
Um,
Yeah.
when Crazy made the comment about he saw that tweet and he saw the Xbox signal, I had the exact same thing. Like I had a little bit of like tingle down my spine. I was like, oh, it's about to go down.
It's about to go
I'm
down.
gonna Photoshop that and put the hot dog symbol. So calling sour blow.
Calling sour blow. And am I with my underpants going?
Nope.
No.
No.
But no,
Why not?
it's really convenient, the timing of them getting buddy and maybe trying to put this in there, right? What with the whole WB side of things and things being very fluid on their side of the business.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like I wouldn't put it past them at this point. I know that they are very cheeky with a lot of the devs, just like Ascab was saying. But I feel like if there were ever a time for them to strike iron and get one of those games in there, right now's the time. Like
Can you
this
imagine
seems like
that?
a perfect time for them to get that in there.
Oof, I'm still getting the shivers, man. If they make that announcement, that's gonna be crazy.
Oh,
That's gonna be
oh,
one
I
of
know.
those big, crazy announcements. Yeah, because
Oh man. Ooh. You announced that?
What?
Like, oh my god.
what if
Dude, that's like a mic drop moment. Like that's another
Yes.
one of those Phil
Yeah.
Spencer tweets that we end up getting. That's like, we're
Bill Spencer
very
comes out with
happy
the
to
cape,
announce.
comes out with
what
the
if
cape and says,
Yeah.
I mean, WB have several other multiplayer games coming out. What if they do
Yes.
a deal with several of them, like as a package? I mean, you got also Suicide Squad,
yes,
and you also got the Hogwarts game from Harry
see,
Potter.
with Suicide
universe.
Squad, I feel that'll be harder. And
Yeah,
I'm
that one
feeling
will
it
be harder.
because
Yeah.
the fact that people are excited, and people are overlooking Gotham Knights, even though
How about
it's sad because
Hogwarts? What do you think of that one?
I think that one's going to be hard too, though, because that is a
I thought it was.
massive-
But I don't think. At one point, wasn't it Sony might be getting the marketing rights? So I'm not sure.
think so.
That's why. So
Yeah.
Well, it was
they've shown
rumor.
it at
It was
Sony
rumor
stage.
for this event, and then nothing happened.
Yeah. It was Invincible. That's why. Poof.
I think on the previous ones, though, when they did the trailers for Hogwarts, I think it was PlayStation focused. I think it was promotion
Okay.
on their sides.
So Sour Blow. What about you, man? Are you excited to play as the hot dog man?
Spoiler alert: the hot dog man is actually Batman. It's Bruce Wayne on the cover.
No, he's not. He wouldn't shame himself like that.
So yeah, I'm super excited. I'm a huge Batman fan. Shout out to the new Batman movie. It's incredible. Oh my god, I love it. And yeah, I'm super excited. And
did you watch it?
yeah, I watched it day one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He had to get a
That's
permission slip.
anything.
They wouldn't. They thought he was a kid, so they had to let. He had to go with a guardian.
All I want to do is go back and play the Batman games after seeing the movie.
Oh, you saw
I
the
haven't
movie
watched
too?
the
We gotta
Batman
talk
yet,
about it. We
but-
gotta talk about it, Brian.
Well, we
I've
gotta do
never
our
played
review.
Arkham City.
Oh,
What?
I've beat all of them, but I've never beaten Arkham. I own them.
See-
I own them
Oh,
on Xbox. I
Arkham
own
City.
them on
That's
everything.
my favorite one.
Again, crazy, right? I
I'll
own
give you-
everything. I've played everyone. I've played even Batman Blackgate that was on the 3DS,
Mhm.
but I've
Okay.
never sat down to beat Arkham City. Which
But do
I am
you
going to
play
do now
it?
because I have the one. I'm sorry.
Do you play it?
I played the
least-
beginning.
Okay.
The beginning. So I got to the part where I was literally, I think, Two-Face. It was Two-Face in this, and that's it. Oh no, there was Mr. Freeze in Arkham City, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I made it up to there, and that's it. I've never played it past that. But now that I have this
Seriously?
One X player, I gotta beat it.
Seriously,
you gotta
you
play it.
did not play Arkham City.
Awesome game. You gotta play it.
Dude, I didn't beat it either, so I
mean,
can't.
You know
I
which one
don't-
I haven't played, and I think once I get the
Mm.
Steam Deck, I'm gonna play it because it's not on the Xbox. The Batman, I think is it Origin? Is it called the one
Oh,
with
Arkham Origins. Yeah.
Bro,
yeah that one,
Origins is amazing. That's
No,
has
it's
one
not.
of the
Great
best
game.
villains.
No, it's
No,
not.
Silent Cipher.
I,
How
I,
It
I
dare
is.
you?
got
It
mad.
is good.
You know,
I
put
got
him on
mad at it. No,
timeout. Put
it's
him on
not.
timeout.
That's the.
What do you
I
mean?
got mad.
Origins is good.
Nope.
What do you mean?
Nope.
Get out of
Nope.
here,
No.
man.
No. No.
Well,
Dude,
I
they
can't
messed
say
up.
because I haven't
They
played.
messed up. They messed up the best villain, which is Deathstroke.
Oh
Deathstroke
yes,
would have kicked it.
that's
They
true.
messed
The
that
best
up.
villain.
Dude, what do you
Deathstroke
mean?
is the best. Dude.
That's
That,
Batman, bro. Get
oh
out of here.
no! Oh, you do not read comics. Deathstroke whipped Batman's butt, Robin's butt, even
First of all,
Batwoman's butt all
Batman,
together.
Batman whooped Superman. So come on, get out of here, man.
No, dude.
There you go.
Deathstroke,
There you
hey,
go.
dude, again, Deathstroke beat his butt, and he had to get 2 more people
Ah.
to fight him. I'm not kidding you.
Nice. Look
That-
at
I'm
that.
sorry, but
Deathstroke-
Origins was good.
Are
Deathstroke
you seeing
kicks
this?
the Justice
Are you
League.
seeing
Power
this?
of the
I
power of
played
the
this.
player right there.
Yeah, I played this right after watching the Batman at the movies.
The movie.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Running flawlessly at 60 frames per second.
Yeah,
You know what?
I'm probably gonna watch the Batman next month on HBO Max, and I'm probably gonna jump in because I've been
I-
wanting to
I-
go back.
You
I
guys
just,
can-
I
you
just,
gotta watch
I just
it
want to say,
sooner than that.
I just want to say this.
Man, I
To me-
got the system. I want to
This-
sit in my home, have some cafe and everything, and I'm gonna just be like,
Okay,
boom.
listen. This is the best to
What?
me personally. This is the best representation of Batman in the movie. Like what Batman like represent to me. He represents fear, and that's what it translates to.
And hot dogs.
No hot dogs.
Because you said he was Bruce Wayne, so I'm just,
So
Cool.
Jay Vargas came up. You see, Jay Vargas came up with a good idea right now. He said you need to put the Captain Underpants on Twitter.
Oh,
Oh no,
No.
we
No.
disown.
No.
Jay Vargas, don't give him any ideas.
yes, please don't.
But cool. So now continuing right now that got them. Another thing got me excited. So this comes the way of Jeff Grubb from VentureBeat, right? And Grubb said recently on his show that Perfect Dark and Avowed are probably coming in 2023. He says, Grubb said the games are probably aiming for 2023, and he goes on to talk about how many of the Microsoft upcoming games will have had up to 5 years in development by their project release dates. Of course, Grubb adds the caveat that some of these games could be delayed, and that by this summer we will have much better idea of Xbox release schedule. Speaking of delays, Everwild was also discussed as Rare's upcoming new IP is expected to be at least 2 years away. So my question is, listen to this. Are you excited that next year we may be playing Avowed and Perfect Dark? And my next question is, do you think we see gameplay for whatever big event might be coming down this summer? Sarabla, what do you think?
I mean, I think we definitely gonna see gameplay for Avowed, because I personally have heard from several people that Avowed has some gameplay, like to show. They just have been working on some other things, but there's been people. I mean, even I think Jess Gordon said he saw some gameplay way back, and I think they do have something ready. With Perfect Dark, I'm not so sure. But this game supposedly does have
Remember,
a
they
time
got Crystal
limit.
Dynamics.
Yes, so they probably
So-
working faster now.
Mhm.
And I'm just excited for all these games that are coming up, and there are games that I actually am excited, like like Avowed. What I saw, like what they're going for is like Obsidian's Skyrim. Like what what can makes you more excited than that? I love Obsidian, and
And
they're
have you played Pillars of Eternity?
yes, I have. Yes.
Okay. So does it get you more excited knowing that it's within the world of Pillars of Eternity?
Yes, because I think it's something that it also gets me more excited because the universe it's built already, so it's not something that I know that they're gonna nail because they already know what they're doing with the Lord, and it gives them more time to play around with what they have, and also meaning that Xbox bought Bethesda, and they have Skyrim. If they have any questions, I feel like they can approach probably anyone in Bethesda if they need any help with their own tackle on what this game is. So I'm excited. And
So, Ascab,
Perfect Dark, yeah, it's my favorite
yep.
N64 game, so definitely excited. And I know you should probably excited. It's the game,
Oh, I've been excited.
yeah, it's the game that got me playing I, I would say that's the game that got me playing like multiplayer a lot. I played it a lot with my brother. And yeah, I definitely excited. And just thinking of all the weapons, all the gadgets it had back then, remembering the N64, like the laptop gun and all that, just reimagining that like in the like with next gen's graphics and all that, and it's supposed to tackle a more stealth approach. It's gonna be interesting, definitely.
Yeah, no, I just want Elvis to be in the game because I loved Elvis in the original one, the Alien. So maybe they can keep some of that weirdness that came in there. I'm
I don't
One of the
think
things I want about
I don't think they're going for that approach.
one thing I want them to do is keep the creativity of the guns
Yes.
that they had from Perfect Dark.
Yes,
You know, I
definitely.
think that was a staple thing to it. So, kind of go with that. So, Aska, what do you think about this? Do you like Perfect Dark? Do you what about Avowed? Have you seen videos of Avowed? Does it get you excited? Do you think we're gonna see gameplay this time?
Yeah, I think that they're going to show something on the E3, at least a teaser. Uh, I'm wondering if the new Perfect Dark will be a third-person experience. That would be exciting to see because it would be, I mean, like you will enjoy the game differently. Uh, and I believe that About could be released next year. I don't think that maybe Perfect Dark, or maybe by the end of the year. Like, I mean, like what I'm saying that could happen is Microsoft is gonna try to target for three major releases, one in Q1, the other one by the end, but summer, and the other one by the end of the year. I mean, with the amount of studios they have, they could target that. So I'm just waiting for the E3. I'm surprised that the radio silence at this moment. Maybe they're waiting for momentum to create excitement on the community. But yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I'm eager to see what is going on the E3. Definitely.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people are waiting for something. Everyone always wants news, and it's funny, right? Because we get these news, right? We get these big announcements from Sony, Nintendo, and then like 2 days later, we want more. It's like what? People want every other week to be E3, and I'm guessing because of
Yeah,
the way the year started with like Activision, and then after the week later, all these other things that on Sony came out with some acquisitions of Bungie. So people want every week to be
Yeah.
like the year of
a big
dreams.
reveal, the big
Yeah,
revealing.
yeah, yeah.
But definitely something that I would like to see more. It's more gameplays, less story
Yes.
teasers, but more gameplays, more gameplays.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Crazy Lou, what do you think? We saw a trailer to Perfect Dark and just got to
Yes.
kind of see the concept. Are you excited to hopefully maybe see something this year and then kind of get a release date, in 2023?
Oh man, I mean, I'm really happy that I hope to get to see more about it, and I hope they do come out in 2023 because seriously, Avowed needs to come out. I mean, I want to see more about that Avowed game. I know you guys are big fans of Perfect Dark, and yeah, I want also Perfect Dark to come out because I really want to get back to the game. I remember I played it in N64, and I didn't get really that attached to it. I got more attached to GoldenEye, so yeah, I want to give Perfect Dark a shot. And so yeah, I hope it does happen. I hope that in 2023, those games do come out. Seriously, cross our fingers. And Everwild, I hope it keeps on working on and gets fixed for its release on 2024 because Rare is doing a pretty good job with their games right now, especially that Sea of Thieves and the content it's putting out. They're doing a pretty awesome job with it. So I can't
Yes.
wait to see that new game that Everwild comes out. Really, I just hope that they work things out and make that game come out as soon as
You,
possible.
you know what would be kind of funny and interesting?
No.
Imagine if we get no, a Perfect Dark and the new GoldenEye the same year.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought you were
No.
gonna say.
No.
I
No,
know, right?
I
They're not gonna.
wouldn't. No, I wouldn't do.
They're
I
not.
mean,
They're not gonna
I hope
step
not,
on
I
their
hope
own
not.
toes
I
like
hope
that.
I
No.
thought.
Two Spy games at the same time? No.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna be different anyway. I don't think they're
thought-
gonna be similar.
This isn't like the olden days of the early 2000s where we had like No One Lives Forever and like all sorts of
Well,
spy stuff. All at the
man,
same
No One
time.
Lives Forever. I that's a franchise I want back. No One Lives
Yeah.
Forever. That would be a
well,
great.
well,
franchise.
honestly, how
Monolith.
things are stacking up, we're gonna have years. I mean, this year is huge, and just to think about all the games that PlayStation is gonna bring in the future, Nintendo's bringing in the future, and Xbox has for the future. I mean, our
I mean, we
wallets.
still haven't got Breath of the Wild too.
We need that Spartacus quick, because our wallets is gonna hurt from all
Yeah,
these games that
mean,
are coming.
Oh, so many
Yeah.
games. I mean,
Oh my god.
Yes.
I mean, it's funny. A lot of people are complaining like, oh, it's such a dry season. I mean, like, I look at, I'm like, I get it. Everyone's different in how they consume games. Some people have more time to play games, so they want more content because they blast through these games and they have. For me, I'm like, I'm drowning with Dying Light. I'm almost done. But Elden Ring takes away, and every time I step away from Elden Ring, I'm like, no, I feel so guilty. I just want to go back to play some Elden Ring.
Yes.
And I look at my mind you, I played the tutorial to Total War Warhammer 3. Fantastic. It's still there, and I'm just like, oh man. And you know what happens is I end up saying, okay, since I can save 20%, I'm gonna buy the game so I can have it in my library. But it's just to me, Tunic is in a week.
Tunic. Oh,
You
I'm
know,
excited for
so-
Tunic. Yes.
You know,
Isn't
so,
Weird West is coming soon too? This
Weird West on the end of the
Yes.
month, on the 30th. So, I'm probably gonna step away for those small titles. I'm in between. But yeah, it's gonna be one of those times where I'm like, oh man, I don't even
Yeah.
know where to start. I mean, Starfield, I'm gonna be playing probably into the new year
Yep.
and probably many years to come.
Oh my god, Starfield. That's
Today,
that's
just,
my Star
just so you
Citizen.
know, just so you know, today, Guardians of the Galaxy, it's live today on the Game Pass.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I mean, I didn't wait. I bought the game, but I want to run it on the One X just to
Yeah,
see
me
how it
too.
looks.
I bought it, but I'm gonna download it just to see how it runs on my One X player.
Yeah. That's all we're doing, benchmarking these games. They're like, hey, let's see how amazing this device is.
Yep.
I would love to benchmark Star Citizen, but that game doesn't exist.
Actually,
But,
you
anyway.
can play it if you want.
No, don't
No,
start
you
with your
can't
fake
play it.
console.
You can play the alpha.
I'll give you
Halo.
I'm gonna give you a timeout just for slandering those lives.
You can play Star Citizen just like you can play D&D in your imagination.
No, you can play for real.
No,
You can do lots of things.
Uh-huh.
It's like Shenmue 4, which will never come out.
Oh my god! But
Oh my god.
Ascab, so
Oh,
perfect. So we got I guess we got to sorry. We're talking back. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot everyone. I want to make sure I didn't forget anyone. But cool. So real quick, as we get to our I guess final two topics, and we're gonna go quick. This comes via the Xbox era. Xbox Game Studios was the highest rated publisher in 2021 on Metacritic, and also earned the highest overall score in history. This included games like Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, Psychonauts 2, of course, along with things like Ages of Empire. We have Deathloop, even though it didn't come to Xbox, but it was an Xbox, studio via Bethesda. So, anyone can chime in. Don't want to dwell on it too much, as Metacritic, it has its points and it doesn't. So, put your hands down. I see you signing Cypher. What's up, man?
I just want to say that Forza Horizon 5 spearheaded that campaign with high score. So, lest
Nice.
you not forget the racing games. They were the ones carrying the pack this time. Their backs were really sore at the end of the year.
Oh, calm down there. Give this guy a timeout for that. But anyway, Ascab, what? Just joking. What do you think about this? Do you them having a great 2021? Do you agree that Xbox had a great 2021?
I believe it's great receiving. I mean, for Microsoft receiving that endorsement from Metacritic. I believe that's amazing because we know, and that's reality. Metacritic has been used as a tool to fuel the console's wars historically. So
Yep.
having that recognition, I mean, like it's good. However, this is just the direction where Microsoft is going. I mean, like it's that is part of the strategy. Releasing great games independently of the box, you want to play them. So so I believe it's just it's an endorsement that really validates that that statement, and I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, no, it's they had a great, and a great year, and it shows, that many people enjoyed it. So, it's great that they had this year because, like you said before, people forget, and it's because of a lot of things with the Xbox One. There was some good games at launch, and then afterwards, like you said, right? You were a fan because you probably like some of those games, like Rise Son of Rome, Forza, and all the games. And then after that, we kind of unfortunately got Crackdown that didn't live up to what we thought. But even though it was still a fun game, I thought Crackdown was a fun game for what it was. Um, then Recore to me is a sleeper that I felt if it had more time and more of a budget, it could have been a solid title. Uh, Quantum Break to me is phenomenal as a fan of
Yeah.
Remedy. So, I'm gonna forget what Crossfire X was, and I'm gonna just put an X over it. It doesn't exist. Cross my heart, hope to die, right? But besides that, Remedy up to that point and hasn't made a bad game. I like Control, and I like all their quirky games. So, it's great to see that what Phil Spencer promised to people that like the platform, that hey, we're going to turn it around, we're going to get you the games that we need, and it's going. Um, and we're seeing it. It's great. Why? Because we're seeing as gamers how Xbox being competitive, you're going to get games from PlayStation. We're going to see Nintendo give us some of the great games. I mean, look, I'm getting F-Zero X on what, on Saturday, I think on Friday, March 11th. I got Paper Mario, and they got my $79 for the expansion pack. So it's great when you have competition because we as gamers get what we want, right? So yeah. So now, I guess to see if we have time, but I'm gonna move on to the final, and if we have time, I'll throw one last thing. But on Friday, March 11th, the Dead Space remake, another update's coming,
Oh
and
yes.
I'm not gonna get myself too excited because I know how EA does things with a lot of their games. They do these dev diaries where they show me this person's desk and how they put their desk together, and it's pretty cool. And they come in, they sit down, they put their coffee here, and then they show me some pictures in the background of some stuff. So, you know, I'm excited for the return of Isaac Clarke in whatever form I can get, and I think I hope that me personally, we get at least a small taste of early gameplay to kind of give me more of what to expect from this, remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it, this retelling of Dead Space 1. And then what's funny is they said that it's a little bit far off. So, a lot of people keep saying they thought that it was supposed to come out this year. But, I guess my question to you guys is, and we'll start with Ascab, you know, do you like Dead Space first? Are you excited? And what do you hope to maybe see from this? Or then what realistically you think is going to happen?
I must admit that I have never played Dead Space.
Oh, wow. Do you like survival horror? Do you like survival horror
I,
games?
I like them now.
Sour
Not
blow.
back in not back in the
Kick him out.
day.
Kick him out of the show. Kick him out of the show. That's it.
What? What do you
Listen,
mean?
You make me sad.
listen, I like them
Just-
now.
Just don't play Code Veronica. Don't play that.
Listen, for
Crazy,
me,
Crazy Lou, I will drop kick you through the screen.
listen,
He's not wrong. So
Yeah.
You shut your mouth with that slander.
That's two against
So,
you. Keep going, Ascab.
so it's something that I need to I must admit. I mean, like I never played Dead Space. always attracted to it.
It's on Game Pass.
I tried to play it. I didn't like the graphics now. It hasn't aged really well.
Oh,
Really?
dude,
Hey,
it looks
I don't
great.
like it.
Have you
Oh,
played on
it looks
PC?
good.
I play on the PC. Yeah.
What do you mean?
I,
That game
dude,
holds up.
I don't think
I know,
the
beautiful.
graphics. I think the like the way it plays. I don't.
Yep.
Yeah,
think
the
it-
way of play.
Yeah.
I believe it's
Yeah.
more like way of play. Now,
Yeah, I tried it and
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I
I'm
stopped.
excited. I'm excited because I'm buying the remake day one because I want to play that space.
Hope
I
they
don't
give us
want
like
the
a Splicer special edition. I'll buy that
Well,
too. Or the helmet.
I don't want to be the weird guy in the room that have never played that space. So
We'll stop,
yes, I'm
we'll stop
excited.
following you. We'll be like, we don't want to follow you. So yeah, wow, yeah. Well, I can't wait for you to update us when you finally get to play. I love Dead
Yep.
Space, and me personally, I
love
think
it
it
too.
holds up. I recently played part 2 about, I would say, last year, and I was still amazed at how the art style still look. Can it be a little bit janky? Sure, because
Yep.
of the era it was built in. So I'm definitely excited to see how they improve the movement and a little bit more with some of the
Yeah.
things that they've been able to now do with modern day game design. Crazy Lou,
Yes, sir.
are you excited to soil your undies as you play the new Dead Space? And what do you think is going to happen this week, this Friday? What do you think? Do you think they're going to show us gameplay?
Excited. I am actually
Okay.
excited because I love to soil my undies while I play those games because they really scare the crap out of me every time I play them.
Give him a timeout.
What
Give him a
else? What's
timeout.
it?
Yeah.
What
Give him a
is it,
timeout.
though?
Yeah,
What is
timeout.
it?
Silent Cipher. We'll come back to you.
What is it? What is
So
it?
I will have to disagree with some folks, but I love how that game plays. Mainly just the way that it plays, as far as like just the general functionality in that game. Like the way it played on the 360, it was chugging. Like it was rough. To play it on a Series X now, like it plays much better. The visuals look really good. I feel like you get a lot more of that shadow detail and stuff in the game now. It just feels like it's better with some of that forced HDR and stuff. It feels like it's more environmental than it originally was. But I went on an achievement killing spree on that game because I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to go back through that game on the hardest difficulty. And so I played through the game, and then I discovered that there's a higher difficulty. I think it's Nightmare afterwards. So I played the game, and I was originally like, oh, I'll just do it so I can get the achievements for doing the weapons. Well, then I played the game again through on Nightmare, and then I proceeded to play the game a third time in the span of a month period because I wanted to get the guns and I wanted to get the remaining achievements. So now I have 1,000 points on that game, and I played the game 3 times in a row in a month period. Which, like, when the game first came out, I think I played it a couple times back then too. So I
It's a
love
masterpiece.
those games. It's
a
really
masterpiece.
good.
I remember the whispering, just the atmosphere. As a
Yeah.
fan of Resident Evil, just being in space, getting the vibes of The Thing first meets Aliens. It gave me
Yes.
all those things that I love. The Thing is one of my
Well,
favorite movies.
Am I gonna still be on timeout?
Oh,
No, he's back. Crazy Lou's back.
Depending on what you're
Wow.
doing.
Wow.
You guys
Salvo
never-
really gave you a timeout.
Yes, he did.
No, the-
my bad, my
the
bad.
the only other thing I'll say real quick before I pass it over to Crazy is I just, it's always got that, like, that sterile alien vibe to it and stuff. Like, it reminds me of those old Alien movies. Like, when I see Aliens, the second movie, I get those Dead Space vibes and vice versa too, where it's just like, oh my god, like I love living in that environment, that type of game or movie.
Did you
So
play?
those have drawn me in.
did you play Alien Isolation, man? Oh my
100%.
god!
Oh, yeah.
Like
That game's
every
great.
time, let me tell you something. Every time I pop in that game, it just started again because I never beat
Remember.
it. But what?
Be careful what you say.
Yeah.
What? I was gonna tell the story about how I
Go,
got
continue. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
I'm just continue.
What you got?
Okay,
What you got,
okay,
Crazy?
sorry. So yeah, I don't know when I first got Aliens, right? I had the Kinect connected, right?
Mhm.
And so I forgot that the game, the sound was with the Kinect, right?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
the freaking alien just starts chasing me, right? So I go inside a locker and I hide, and because I play with my like I play nice and comfortable. Sometimes I put my legs up and stuff like that. So yeah, so I decided to fart while the alien was coming around. And so when I farted on the Kinect, the alien came at me and grabbed me and killed me right away. And I was like, "What the hell happened?" And then I
Give him a
figured out.
timeout.
Wait,
That's it.
that's
Give him a
such a good
timeout.
story.
Give him a timeout.
That's
Hey,
such a good story.
Sour Blow. What are your thoughts on Dead Space?
That's such a good story.
Give him a timeout.
No.
Here's my thing.
Yeah.
Here, okay.
Again?
So I'm gonna do like a referee in a soccer game, in a football game, in a basketball game. I'm gonna explain to you the infraction. You were telling us a story about you and the Kinect. At no point did we needed to know that you flashlighted on your Kinect. We did not need to know that.
Yes, but it's actually
So,
that's
Sour
blow.
a good.
Yeah.
Sour blow.
Wait, wait,
Anyway,
no,
Michael.
wait. I was gonna say that's
Sour
a
blow.
good game.
That's it.
Timeout.
Timeout. Red flag, whatever you want to call it. You are on timeout.
So-
Again? Oh my god.
This is why we can't have nice things or connect anymore.
So,
Yes. You can't
so I
have Kinect,
personally, I
I
started
to Elton John over here.
I started playing Dead Space, and I think I beat like the first 3 chapters or so, but then after a while I couldn't do it with the controls, and maybe to be fair, maybe it was because I just came out of playing Titanfall 2, and I think that kind of
That'll
had
do it.
a lot to do with it.
Yeah, that'll do it for sure.
Titanfall was like so smooth, and it didn't felt right. Maybe I might give it another chance, but I might as well just wait for the now that they're making a remake.
No.
Well, so here's my
don't
thing,
wait.
and to both you and Ascab, right? It's like Final Fantasy VII remake, right? And Final Fantasy, it's in the sense of it's a retelling. So I would say play the originals if you can get through it. So when you get to play this reimagining of it, because apparently it's supposed to combine, I think 1 and 2, what they're saying.
Yeah.
You're gonna say, oh wait, similar to myself, right? I played Final Fantasy VII, and if Jasmine is watching, Aerith and Tifa are the GOAT. Just wanted to say that. Anyway, and when I played remake, I was like, oh wow, this took a left turn, and then the ending to that was like, oh wow, and I think you'll get even a better experience because you played the original and you know the minor details of what changed.
Okay.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a try, a second try.
You got, hey, put that 1x to play, 1x player to play. Put on your headphones.
That's what I'm
put
gonna
your little
do.
blankie on. Have your daughter next to you, so
Wear-
you won't be afraid and be like, "Hey, let's
Wear
go."
diapers.
Listen,
Wear diapers.
listen. I'm not gonna play another video game with headphones. I'm not gonna do that again. I mean, I did that with Resident Evil 7 and the last one, Village. I said like,
Yeah.
That's
not
Yeah.
more. I mean, like,
Have you
not anymore.
played Resident Evil in VR? Resident
Oh
Evil 7.
no, I'm not gonna do
when
that. Nope.
When Ethan's girlfriend has a knife and you're like, oh my god, that is the most craziest experience ever.
Right,
Yeah.
yes. A cupcake, yes.
So Dead Space is a masterpiece on its own. I think it's a game that everyone that loves survival horror should experience. I even played the ones on the Wii U, which was like Ignition, which gave you more. Like the story is amazing, and as much as people didn't like because 3 was more action, it still retained some of the story elements that I liked. It was just a little bit different in the sense of it wasn't what I wanted from Dead Space. 3 was more like Lost Planet meets horror.
those
the-
bosses. Those bosses
Yeah.
were a waste at the end, though, because they kept bringing the same guy back again and again. You're just like, all right, how many times do I got to take this guy out?
Yeah.
Spoilers.
So, yeah.
Oh
Cool.
man,
So-
but this space is a fun game. Seriously, if you guys have not tried it, I mean, Cyberbro tried it, but again, you cannot get reference for Cyberbro because he runs away from hard games. He's afraid of hard
Yeah,
games.
he runs away. He runs away
Yeah,
from Elden Ring.
He
brought
ran
him
away
back.
from Elden Ring.
No, I'm playing
Yeah.
Elden Ring, and I
know
just
your son's
beat
playing
I
it,
just
so
beat Doom
stop lying.
Eternal recently. Like,
Oh,
Dude,
he beat
you
Doom
didn't beat.
Eternal.
That's
He,
hard,
it took him. It's you know how long it took him? Eternal. He took him forever just to beat that.
I'm telling you, it's 6 months
Not
for him
true.
to beat Doom Eternal. Yep.
So
what?
Yeah.
6 months.
I know I said
six months.
so I know I said this was the last subject, but I want to throw this in because I definitely want to get, and I'm excited about this when I heard it, and I want to get everyone's thoughts. You
Yes.
know, God of War, the TV show, has it's supposedly in the works at Amazon. You know, I guess I'll ask the chat. Are you excited? Would you like Crazy Lou to play Kratos in his older years? Or do you think Silent Cypher, if they put some hair on him, he can play Kratos? But anyway, how excited are you?
Place to put some hair on who?
Yeah, we don't
Silent
need
Cypher.
hair.
But
Well, no,
Kratos does not have
he
hair.
needs to grow a beard. Yeah, he has a
Okay,
beard.
there you go.
Oh,
Beard.
I can
okay.
I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Silent-
but what?
Silent Cypher has no hair. Look, he's just like me. I mean, right now I haven't shaved because I have an event coming up, so I'm going all like I've been in a cave for years. This is the Elden Ring look, so I'm going with that right now. So Crazy Lou,
What?
you can play Thor from God of War Ragnarok, but
I got the better to play Thor. Yeah.
yeah. But anyway, how excited about this news? Are you a fan of God of War? Quick thing, who do you think should play Kratos? Secondly, do you think it would be a retelling of the games, or would you like more to get stories of Kratos' adventures? And then, I guess how excited you are.
Who should play Kratos? Easy. I got the best character to play Kratos, man. The best character of them all because Kratos is immortal. It should be Chuck Norris. That's the guy who needs to play
No.
Kratos.
What is
No.
that even saying?
It's gotta
Hell
be
no.
Chuck Norris.
Get out of here
Hell
with that.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Chuck
Get my-
Norris. Yes.
Do you want to time out? Do you want to time out indefinitely?
No, you can't. I mean, time out. But this guy, what's this guy name? The one who plays yeah, I forgot his name though. He's the guy who plays Arkham, man. He pretty
Jason
good
Momoa.
Jason
That's,
Momoa.
that's
No.
one of my
Jason
picks.
Momoa, pretty.
Yes.
No, dude.
No.
What's that?
He's got about
I just can't
as
see
much
him as
character.
Kratos, man.
He's got as much personality as cardboard.
You know who he
Let's
could
get
play?
Someone who's
Chris
good.
Pratt.
If
No, Chris.
no.
Time out.
But he was my third
Oh.
choice.
I have the perfect cast. Although this is highly unrealistic.
Ooh.
Conor McGregor.
Connor?
Conor
Nah.
No. He can play the guy from God of War.
No.
He fought.
No.
Yeah,
No,
him. That he
Wait.
can play him. Yeah, I agree.
Wait. Listen. I'm saying this because I would like to see the God of War live action show to take from the beginning of Kratos' story, and he was vicious. It's a physical character. It's a character that
but
doesn't
Connor's
have
a kind
many
of
dialogue.
clowny.
I mean, it's just physical. It's just. I mean, like I would love to see a Kratos that is impactful on the screen, that you can see that isn't the embodiment of rage and havoc, And for me, I mean, like in my ideal world, I would
Henry
picture
I'm sorry.
Conor McGregor.
Connor tapped out. No. He's a tapper.
Dude, is it? Oh, I
Real
got
quick.
I got a
what do
good
you,
one though.
wait
I
though. Jay Vargas had another good point. He says you have to say the success of God of War on Amazon depends also on the budget. Will
Yeah.
they get a big budget? On
Yeah.
on par of like The Boys.
Yes.
Or we're gonna get something like on the par of like whatever we might see with bad effects and
Yeah.
something from Peacock.
I got a good one to be Kratos. Triple H. Hell yeah, Triple H should play Kratos.
Oh my God. You
Get
go.
out of
Why,
here.
Yeah, it's
Get
time
out.
to play the game. Yeah.
Here's my
like
thing.
What?
I would love Idris Elba to play Kratos. Idris Elba.
no. You know
I can
who's
see that.
who's a good pick? I think Travis Fimmel.
Luke. Who?
Travis Fimmel from Vikings.
It's a wrestling character.
No, he's from Vikings.
Are you talking about the guy who plays Ragnar Lothbrok?
Yes. No.
Paul
I
Giamatti.
have no idea. Paul Giamatti. Yes.
Also,
No, I like Tony. I like Tony Grasso's recommendation. Let's get Tom Hanks in there. He can do anything.
yeah.
While you're throwing Tom Hanks, let's throw in Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's throw in
That was
Yes.
gonna say
Oh
him
my
right now.
God.
Yes.
let's throw in
dude.
Terry
Play him, yeah.
Terry Terry Crews.
Terry Crews. Yeah, Terry
Terry
Crews would be
Crews.
great.
Yeah.
You know,
would be
you
great.
know who's
Physique-wise.
They are
how about
12.
Mars Crane?
Who?
Mars Crane?
Who's that?
I have no idea.
You
I
don't. You,
feel
I don't
like
know
you're
some of these
making
people
up.
by
I
name.
feel like you're making
He's-
up
You're
names.
making up like,
no, he's from.
he's a star.
Oh,
He's a star
He's
citizen.
from
Star
House.
citizen.
Bill Goldberg, man. Bill Goldberg.
Oh,
Yeah.
he just mentioned wrestlers.
That guy
What?
couldn't even make it in the first scene because he could barely make a match. Get out of here with Bill
Dude,
Goldberg.
Tony,
Exactly.
Tony Grasso.
He
Tony
did
Grasso's
movies,
on
though.
fire, dude.
What about
He just
Bautista?
put-
Bautista.
That-
No,
I
no,
thought about
Batista.
him.
No.
I thought about him.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the thing is with Batista is always sneezing. And that movie with the zombie movie is like, every scene you see him is like, about to sneeze.
But I mean,
Is he on Cena?
do you? It's Kratos an intellectual person? It's just a physical person. I mean, we just want to be to see a Schwarzenegger age. I mean, like in the screen. I mean, like that's why I was towards like through UFC fighters becoming into
No.
actors, like physical people that can embody Kratos.
Also, the guy who played Punisher could be the Punisher of the
Jane.
series.
Thomas
Yeah,
Jane.
he
Oh,
could
no,
do
oh,
it.
no.
He could do it.
No, not Thomas Jane. No, he's too small.
Or Jason Statham.
Are you talking Bernthal from the
Yeah.
TV series one?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too small.
You might as well.
He's
You might as well
awesome.
say Daryl. You might as well say this guy, Norman Reedus, right?
No,
You know,
Daryl's
Get
old.
Kojima could play God of War. It could play Kratos.
Norman Reedus with
Norman
muscles.
Reedus is old. Norman Reedus is old. You know how old Norman Reedus is? He's probably like 65 years old right now.
No,
joke.
But
he's
anyway,
50.
besides the people we want to play,
That's 65
Mario will
now.
play Kratos. What do you want to see from the storyline? Like, do you want to see maybe a retelling, or do you want maybe
Yeah, from the beginning.
be more of like give more, more into the explore, because a lot of people may not have played the PSP versions that explore Kratos' past, but you maybe want to see also other like mini adventures that you kind of get to kind of fill in the gaps of what some gamers do. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like anyone, it's open to anyone who wants to chime in.
I would love to see an origin story again from
Yeah.
God of War, the first
From
entry, and how he's tricked and how he kills his. I mean, like the shocking moments of his trauma and how his hatred against the gods grows within him. So that's something I would like to see, because that is I believe that is essential to the character. I've never seen Kratos as a family guy. So, and actually in the last God of War, you don't see Kratos being a family guy. You see still that core element from Kratos, the original games in there. So it's something that I would like to see.
I got one wandering Dutch to play Kratos. That's it. You're done with discussion. Yes, he's got the
Yeah.
beard. Yes,
Yeah.
wandering Dutch. to play
I'll take
Kratos.
that. That's fair.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
The one.
Yeah, no. I would love to see an origin story would be nice.
Yeah, me too.
And kind of dive into some of the little stories that we kind of got through the whole chronological order. Whether the first season, you're right, it starts Kratos as a mortal, but still as a Spartan who was serving, right, and then kind of lead us into towards the end where he becomes Kratos, and it kind of like, okay, there. And then, if it gets picked up for another season and it's successful, continue from there and kind of, maybe introduce some sort of, the gods that you're introducing. But, remember, Kratos had a brother, and we got a little bit of story on that. So I would love to see him to play around. I mean, or do you think we get a God of War that maybe continues with, Atreus? I don't think that would work, though. I think you want to keep that separate from the games.
Yes.
It's like with Witcher. Witcher started pretty much on the original part, and now it's getting into path with Ciri. So they should do that with Kratos too. They should start with the original Kratos, the whole storyline. Just bring it on up from.
So Jedi Knight Peter said that Tom Hardy, but here's the thing with Tom Hardy is that I would
Tom
not
Hardy's
be able to understand it because he mumbles everything. I mean,
No.
in Venom,
No.
I was like, I could barely hear what he was saying.
No, he does great.
He
He
does
did great
great.
in Inception. He was
Leonardo
good
DiCaprio.
in Mad Max. He was great.
No, get out of here with that.
Okay, whatever.
No, this is not a
Just
Kratos,
just go ahead
beauty
and
show. This
you
is-
might as well go ahead. Just put Tom Holland.
Mark
He,
Wahlberg.
Jedi
Oh my
Knight
god! If that
Peter-
happened, I'd be like, oh my
No.
god.
Mark
Jedi
Wahlberg,
Knight
yeah.
Peter also mentioned Dave Bautista, but the thing is he actually just came out recently and said that Guardians 3 was going to be the last one he was doing because it's so intensive physically for him to
Yeah.
maintain that body style. So
Yeah.
I think he's kind of done with that.
It's like this guy who played Thor. What was his name?
Big
Oh,
Big Lick Click
Chris
mention
Hemsworth?
Dominic Purcell.
Purcell.
I mean, if you're in a budget, I guess
I-
he's a choice. Yeah.
You know who can play Kratos?
Dominic-
Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos. He has the no hair, so Jeff Bezos can play that.
Dominic Purcell is
Oh,
rad, but I just
you know-
don't think they would go that route.
You know who can
Yeah,
play it?
I
That
don't
guy who
think so.
played the guy who played Deathstroke in Arrow.
Ah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
The guy who played Crixus.
Oh,
Crixus, who played in Spartan.
Yeah, yeah, him.
Spartacus.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the champion. Crixus. But yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's
that guy. Oh man, yes, that guy's got the body and he's got the attitude too.
You know,
Pretty cool.
if they wanted to go the route with the guy that he fights in God of War, in the newer and the last God of War, they should pick Scott Adkins. He could play that other guy.
I don't think they're gonna go with the.
But I don't think
and I'm
so.
not gonna say
Yeah.
that, but I think they're gonna stay with the Greek gods, or maybe they may jump around. I mean, who knows? But I don't think we might see them going to that and wanting to keep the game similar to what we see with Halo and everything, kind of a little separate. I mean, I know Last of Us is supposed to have some elements from the game, but slightly deviate as it goes into the season. So again, many things. I mean, you can be right in the sense of like, what if Kratos is telling his story and it cuts, from the current one? So, it could be a lot of different things.
Yeah.
But yeah. Awesome. So yeah, that was the show. So,
Right.
Crazy Lou, let's bring it over to you since you're not in
Yes.
timeout anymore. And we're ready to land this plane. So let's get ready, buckle your seatbelt, and please get ready for landing.
Yes, we are ready for landing. Oh man, what an awesome show panel! You guys have been awesome today, and always chat. Wow, chat was moving on today, especially we were talking about the movies and Bill Goldberg, Triple H, and yes, again, Chuck
Risky for the
Norris.
Biscuit can play Kratos.
Nah. I want Chuck Norris to play Kratos. I'll stick
No,
to
get
that
out
to
of
the
here.
end.
Stop,
Yes,
stop.
Chuck
You're
Norris.
not
Yes.
living
stop.
in.
He
You're
plays.
not
That's
You know
the
what Chuck
worst
Norris is
choice
playing?
ever.
You know what Chuck Norris is playing in God of War? Dead
What?
Body Number 1.
That's never gonna happen because Chuck
All-
Norris never dies. He destroys
all-
buildings with a flick of his spit.
all Chuck Norris is playing right now is backgammon in the old folks' home.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah. Chuck Norris will be
Oh.
NPC Dead Person Number 1.
He's guy drinking coffee in the cafe. That's
So-
who he is.
So, first off, let's start off with our awesome guests. Let's start off with Ascab. Where can everybody find you, my dear brother?
Hey, well, you can find me on Twitter, Ascab Gaming. I believe the URL is being shared in the description of the channel. So, and again, guys, thank you for having me here and spending this time with you and sharing our passion all together. I mean, it's just amazing. So, thank you.
All right, thank you, Ascab. Really, thank you for coming on the show. We really appreciate it. It's been an honor again to have you here. Really, brother. Thank you so much. So now, Mr. Joanna Dark, where can we find you, sir?
Yeah, I want to first say thank you to Ascap. Thank you for coming. It was great to have you. Like I said, we always love having different people from and talk about gaming and kind of learn their origin story, learn where they came from, what they're passionate about. So thank you for sharing your story overall.
Yeah.
Yes.
We seem to kind of have the same taste in games, which is awesome as well. And also, thank you as well for recommending me an awesome device that I'm also going to be enjoying. Hopefully, we can have you again in the future. You're always welcome on XBI, So let us know, and we're always happy to just hang out. Yeah, you can. I want to say thank you to the chat as well. Thank you for everyone that stopped by, everyone that stayed with us, and everyone that's still here. Thank you so much all the time for coming to show us support, to say hi.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how you come, we appreciate it. And
Yes.
thank you so much. We every week we do this for you, and we want to continue to make this show great so that everyone can come in here and have a good time. We can make fun of Sour Blow, and we can give crazy loot timeouts. But you can find me on Twitter at big_n_boss. And then also you can find me, of course, here Wednesday on Xbox International. Then Thursdays, I sit down with my colleagues and friends on the Nickel Gaming Show. That is a show that we record, and then it goes, we post it on Fridays on YouTube on the Nickel Gaming Show gaming channel. Then on Tuesdays, I'm on the Xbox Factor podcast with 10K Boom, Boxenberger, Mav, and of course, Pong Soul, the Game Pass of, podcasters, because he's everywhere. And of course, BJ as well, as one of the new members that, came on as well. So yeah, you can catch me there. And as always, I'm always there in all the chats on all podcasts. I like lurking. So, I'm playing Elden Ring and I'm lurking on every podcast because, I love listening to it and I love getting to meet new people within the community.
Cool.
So, Silent Cypher, where can we find you, brother?
Right, so you can find me on Xbox Live. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, all at Silent Cypher. Odds are, I'm usually, if it's any day of the week, I'm lurking around in some of the different podcasts and stuff throughout the channels and throughout the community. Especially as work gets busier, I'm not usually getting to hang out and be in the chat, but I'm usually around, seeing what you guys are up to and seeing what content you guys are bringing out. And yeah, to Ascab, thank you so much for coming today. I really appreciate it. It's great to have you on, especially after seeing you out and about for the last little bit on social and stuff. It's great to have you here with us. It's great to have another person to keep crazy in check. So I always appreciate the support. But no, keep it up, and I look forward to seeing everything that you're doing moving forward. Especially, I'm looking forward to seeing your activities on the 1X player and stuff, because it looks like you guys have been having a lot of fun with those. So
yes, they're like tweeting each other. Hey, do this. Hey, do that.
I mean, put it this way: we've been talking back and forth. Help me with some settings, and I was just like, oh.
Hey, did you play Laser Shoot here? Yes, play Laser Shoot looks at 4K. It's awesome.
No one did.
Nope. No one is going. I'm not going to taint my amazing device to play that trash.
I think you get a virus if you don't.
Yeah. I don't want to destroy my 1X play. I want to continue to enjoy it with good games. But real quick, also, I want to give a shout out to the Xbox Infinite team. I know Risk It for the Biscuits not here, but Jedi Knight, Peter, Eternal Umbra, thank you.
Thank you for coming by. Yes.
And if, for some of the people that don't know, Friday's Xbox Infinite, awesome podcast. So go check those guys out.
Go check those guys out. Yes. Especially my Budgie brother. My Budgie smuggler brother. Risk It for the Biscuit. Yes.
Do you want a timeout, Lou? Last week.
Yeah, we should. And just skip his outro.
What? Skip my outro? Hell no.
That'll be his outro.
How about you, Soundblower? Where can we find you?
Well, you can find me in Twitter, Xbox, and actually my secondary new YouTube channel, SourBlow18. And also YouTube, again, SourBlow Gaming, where I have we have a Spanish speaking podcast called Gaming Lobby every Tuesday at 7 p.m. And yeah, we're trying to push the Latino community. We're trying to bring them together and talk gaming just like we do here in Xbox International.
And if you see him on Halo Infinite, it's not him, because if you see a high kill count, it's his son. So please be respectful, because, that's his son.
Yes,
don't say bad things to him when he snipes you. But if you see a low count, a lot of dying, that's Sour Blow. If you see a car run off a cliff, that's Sour Blow. If you see Elden Ring, the character falling off a cliff, that's Sour Blow.
Yep. Everything. Yep. Especially in State of Decay where it hits you on the back and makes you do flips. Yes. So guys, I guess
Elton
it's
John,
time.
what's up?
Oh man. I am ready to go. Rocket Band. I forgot how the lyrics go. So yeah, guys.
I local crazy Lou, man.
Okay.
So yeah, guys. I guess it's time to go, huh? But again, let me say thank you, chat. Chat, you guys have been amazing. Thank you, all you guys, for coming to our show and enjoying our show. And yes, it's time for the crazy one to say his outro. You guys, where you can find this sexy, handsome Elton John figure kind of guy around at Crazy Louis Gaming on Twitter, and also every Wednesday.
What's wrong with your voice, crazy? Why do you sound like you're holding your nose or like you're congested?
I think I'm having an allergic reaction to
Okay,
this.
okay. Oh, why not? I'm trying to be all nice and sensual right now because I got my pretty glasses on and my hat on. Lessons.
This is not Night at the Roxbury, man. This is
Okay, and it's not anniversary. Okay. So guys, where can you find the crazy one? Nice and easy. You guys can find the crazy one on Twitter at Crazy Louis Gaming. And as always, oh yeah, I'm with Sourblowing on Tuesdays on Gaming Lobby in his channel Sourblowing Gaming at 7 p.m. EST. And also, as always, on Wednesdays here with the team XBI on Xbox International in Crazy Louis Gaming channel at 7 p.m. EST. So yeah, guys, as always, the crazy one says, remember, let's go, let's rock, and let's get crazy. Yes, see you all next week. Bye-bye.